I didn't have to take that one.
Oh, no.
Alright.
I don't think I need one at the moment.
Sure, yeah.
Hey guys, let's pretend like this is the first time.
I mean, it is the first time. What are you talking about?
You could do like a bloop, and then...
Don't highlight the seams. This is the first time. Let's go.
First
Who are
time.
you and what are we doing?
Alright everybody, hi and welcome back to SideQuest Live. We're gonna do this thing called Dungeons & Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons? Tell me more.
Everyone and their dog plays Dungeons & Dragons, but guess what? We're having fun, so we're doing it too.
Yeah, yeah, that's about right.
I am Todd, gonna be the DM, GM thing. And so that's going to be fun. And actually, Darcy, can you do me a favor and just scoot that secondary mic a little forward? I'll just cut this out of the post as well.
That probably sounded terrible because it went vibrated the whole time.
Yes, this is the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have technical problems. So I'm Todd,
Not even
I'm
once.
the DM, and we're going to be telling a story. We're continuing our morally ambiguous campaign. Unfortunately, Levi couldn't make it.
No.
So this is going to be the sock puppet.
To be fair, he's the least morally ambiguous of all of us.
We
so.
kind of know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
We know he's going to take his swords out and kill things.
Well, I sure hope you're ready to play his character, because I'm relying on him to kill people for me.
Absolutely. Although, you know what? I was pleasantly surprised in the last episode, when he conned the crap out of the
Oh, yeah, he was just like,
We'll come
oh,
back
you
to
think
that.
I'm just a sword?
Yeah,
Let me show you something.
And he did such a good job, I gave him, bonuses, because it was just like, dude,
That was really
I
good.
can't poke a hole in that argument. Nicely done. And he's a bard, so...
He's a bard.
So he's playing a sword bard, he's not here, but we'll be NPCing him in slightly a little bit. Let's go around the table and meet everybody.
Hello everyone, I am Jason, and I will be playing Archibald Cunningham. The third, sure, why not?
Why not?
The best rapierist
Yes, he's a...
Continue.
in the realm.
Right. I'm Gordon, and I'll be playing Shadow Sorcerer.
named Fenris.
Fenris, yeah.
Fenris.
I'm the DM. I am God.
Which one?
I'll figure that out later.
I'm atheist.
Alright, I am Bella, and I am playing Darmida for the first time.
New character.
So we will find out who she is and
Darmy?
a little bit about her later.
Absolutely. So you have a character in the other game,
And
which
you will
is
discover it all at the same time.
exactly ambiguously moral,
Mhm.
but now
Now
we
I'm
all have
morally
separate characters here.
ambiguous.
Yeah.
Well, most of us. We'll get Jay being on the good side eventually. So welcome to
It'll
the
happen.
dark side. And Darcy.
Yeah, I'm Darcy. I'm doing most of the art on the channel these days, which is a lot of fun. You can find my stuff at twitch.tv/DarcyBits. It's just a series of links. I don't use my Twitch these days, but mostly it's active. I'm trying to get in on that Instagram game. That we've got the Instagram?
Yeah,
Wait.
don't forget to check out
Sure.
the links. They are down below or beside. I forget how I'm going to frame this. So they're here.
They're somewhere. You can find them. I believe in you. But I am playing Brigand Sara, Subaluna Plena, Ficata Cronda Stella, Subaluna Plena, who is a half-elf. Her elf name, of course, is just a ridiculously long string of Elvish, which I'm using Romanian as a proxy. Thank you for lending me your language. I mean no offense.
That's actually a good point for me to say. All the accents I do are not intended to be offensive, and I apologize in advance for the awful.
Yeah. Well, she is like half warlock, half druid. I basically tried to invent my own druid circle, called Circle of Shadows, because I am unoriginal.
Ooh, a shadowfell circle.
Yeah, except it's, still normal vanilla stuff. I'm playing just half warlock, half druid. I'm not actually making a new circle.
Instead of swirl.
I don't know what that means. Oh, vanilla,
Chocolate.
swirl. Got it, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Just speaking of that character, I'm sorry, that ridiculous character name, which I love.
Thank you.
One of the things I've been thinking about doing for a while is a giveaway. So, it's not in canon, it's a Shadowrun box set, 6th edition, starter kit. So if you're interested in winning that, you can get a ticket for a raffle of such, and the way to earn that is to take that name, 3 times fast. You can do an audio file, video file, whatever you like. Submit that somehow to us, and you will get in the raffle for getting this the box set.
I feel like I should have just one of those weird aesthetic pictures on Instagram with text on it. I feel like that's a thing. We could do it that way.
Sure.
Because I understand.
Do you mind giving us just one more time?
It's Umbra de Sara suba luna plena. Fica da corona de stella suba luna plena. Which is her full name, because that's her actually... In the middle there, she's saying daughter of and then saying her mother's name, so...
That's what her parents yell when she's in trouble. Right?
Yeah, so she has time to get away.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say it's my son.
The first syllable, it's like...
Alright, so...
we will have to meet her mother sometime. She's like the high priestess of this druid cult. It's going to be intense. Yeah. Well, I don't know where they are right now in game.
Writing that down.
Yeah, no, it's going to happen.
Alright, and that is Shadowfell, if I remember correctly. So,
yeah, she's a Shadowfell warlock.
Just for those who wonder what all the background noise is and what this is not my living room. Although I am working on my basement, eventually we will be down there. I have to soundproof it and all that jazz, make it warm again. But we are recording on location in Wheelhouse.
Yep.
So it's a lovely place. They bring us food and coffee, and they allow us to do this. And in return, we thank them very much. And their logos are somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
You'll find
Wherever you damn well put them.
I'm just gonna keep my my energy for role-playing. So speaking of, we are picking up on the bad guys campaign. They've been sent on a mission. They accepted a mission from a succubus because, like you do.
That did happen, yeah.
So they
feels
go
like so
up.
long ago.
They tried to rescue some farm hands from a temple, and it turns out it's the temple to a succubus. And so these poor little betrothed nephew and of this local farmer who tasked them to go find them, sent them off. They met the succubus, and rather than throwing down, they decided, hey, let's work for you. So they made a deal that they have to go and collect the magistrate, bring the magistrate back to the succubus, and in return they'll get these people rescued.
I think it's nephew Toby.
Oh, yeah, nephew Toby.
Farmer Bill and Mayor Kessler.
Absolutely. And this is a local town where the official religion, Pelor, is the eye of Pelor in particular. No other religions are really sanctioned. It's even more strict than the usual Empire rules. We're using loosey-goosey Matt Mercer's...
I feel like at this point, we are firmly our own campaign setting by now.
Yeah.
Like, maybe just borrow a few names, because names are hard, but other than that, I don't think
can make up names.
Isn't Pelor not even in, Peldor? I don't know. I don't watch the show.
No. That's the best part about playing in a games cafe, by the way. Is if I get lost, I'll just... what's that movie? Usual Suspects? I'll just be like, yes, quirky cubes. And
I've done that. I named a bar after one of the signs in here once.
Absolutely. Playoff. So anyway,
Welcome to Torpedo Run.
Don't forget to support your local games cafe, and you can obviously come down here. They're awesome in Toronto, so come down if you get the chance. Alright, so, did I miss anything?
Recap.
We're in the middle of the
Sure.
recap.
I think you gave the recap of a couple of sessions ago. The last one,
Right.
we were walking back into
Mhm.
town, and we got accosted by an egg that fell,
Accosted by an egg.
and the resulting family of griffins that were none too pleased. And
They weren't. I tried so hard to please them.
You did. I think the rest of us ended up just killing them.
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of... let's just say there's one less Griffin family around.
I was so ready just to be like, cool, I fly off and live with the Griffins. New character.
We were this close.
So close to
You were a
that.
nat 20 away from doing such.
Yeah.
Check it and replay, one of the funniest moments. So after that, you meet a group of brigands headed by Sarah Telborn.
Yeah.
Who also noticed you tell her at some point you're off to meet the magistrate. You don't get into specifics, and she says, I've got a job for you if you want. I need something of the magistrates. I need their seal and a sample of their writing. Bonus if you can get me a copy of a pardon. And for that, I will furnish you with 500 gold. Do we have a deal? Of course we say yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because, say yes,
Why
everyone.
wouldn't you?
Because you gotta chain these quests, right? It's like the video
That's
game
right.
where you load up on quests and just do them all in sequence.
That's right.
Alright, so you're gonna be against the big bad next. Just in
See, now I'm imagining the version where we didn't get that quest, but we showed up, and for some reason there was just like a pardon floating down, and we're like, I guess we'll take it. Yeah, I mean, it's a quest item.
That's the beauty of tabletop games.
It says quest item on it. I guess we'll take it.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna want this. Yeah.
So you guys are off to the city. You managed to sneak your way in. Subtlety, not a strong point, but you managed.
You'd think we'd be more subtle considering how shadow themed we are.
Absolutely.
Well, we did poison most of the guard.
And our resident druid cooked up a nasty.
That
let's just call
was
it the
like
trots poison.
definitely my favorite thing that I've done with Umber to Sarah Subliminal. Like,
And a natural 20 on your cooking up. the
yeah,
dose.
right? Like, I'm gonna lean into that real hard. I think I'm gonna, like, play up this, like, druid herbalist thing, which
Nice.
was sort of just kind of there because she was a druid, but I think I want to lean super hard into that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's her like side gig.
No, I just think it's more important to the culture than I originally realized when I designed the character.
Character development at my games?
Yeah,
I don't
not
know
character.
that
This
I'm
isn't character
allowed.
development at all. This is always was true. It just we didn't know it yet. That's all. No character development ever.
So they get a batch full of poison. They bribe a butcher.
Yeah.
Who Sarah Telborn said, "Oh, this guy, he's susceptible to bribes. You can ask him." So they bribe the butcher. She didn't know about the poison at the time. And they go off and say, "Put this in the meal." And he said, "How much?" And you guys gave him something like 30 gold. 30
Yeah, 30 gold,
Which is
something like
probably
that.
like a year's salary for that guy.
I sure hope it's a lot because he's probably losing that gig.
Yeah, so
like-
they bribed the cook who is the magistrate, or sorry, the butcher for the magistrates. I was thinking of you, Jay. The magistrate's food. They waited a couple of hours and then dressed up and walked up pretending to be visiting emissaries. from the
dignitaries
Duke.
or something. I don't know, something official.
Trade
You
dispute.
always
Yeah,
think
and this is where Levi was very convincing.
Yes.
And he did a great job. Now let's mess that all up, shall we?
Yes, 'cause I think we ended where Archibald was sent off.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you were an NPC, so we sent you off.
The
Our
seal and also to find potential copies of writings such as a pardon.
This mansion's like basically abandoned
boys,
because
I'm
all
on
the
the way
guards are
back.
gone. Yeah,
All right.
And then
we get this magistrate
best laid
alone.
plans failed.
I'm trying to remember exactly what failed.
So
He
it
tried
was
to charm monster.
charm monster on
Right.
this monster of a man,
Just
and
dropping that big.
just
what is that,
happened to
level
roll.
5?
No.
No,
It's
not
whatever the highest is
It's a
that we
high
have, like
level
4.
four, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's a beat.
Yeah.
And just
failed.
And the
luck
guy
would have it, right?
resisted the charm,
He did.
and he turns back to the magistrate. You're chatting with the magistrate in his living room, kind of thing, in his in one of his studies, and he turns around and he's like, "Well, I suppose this meeting just got a little more interesting."
That's not the way I remember it.
Something.
I need to
Smash
preempt you.
Oh, do.
So the way I remember it ending was basically you narrate a great scene of him like resisting this mental fortitude. He ends up breaking a glass in his hand and cutting his hand open. So I immediately, as Umber to Sarah Sublina, jump in there being like, "Oh, let me see your hand. Let me like tend to that." And there was a moment where we go, "Okay, how do we resolve this?" Because I want to now also cast Charm Person. This Charm Person, not Charm Monster, because I don't have that spell. I want to do that, and you say we're gonna have to roll initiative first. And I say
Yeah,
that's fair.
so I think we're all
That's totally
gonna
fair.
Yep. So we
But
are
it
going
is
to
a moment of we decided we're not fighting yet, technically. So for the spell's sake, it's a technicality and it's important for me.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to start. That's essentially our pause point. You can always check the previous recording. We're going to actually start with you,
Okay.
Darmita.
All right.
You've known Sarah Telborn for a few years. She's rough around the edges. She's cutthroat when she needs to be. Loyal to her own people. Smart. Dangerous. You've rarely known someone better with a bow. except maybe yourself. You occasionally had some competitions.
Yeah.
And that...
Flashback.
And as these strangers leave the camp, having partied with you that night, Sarah calls you over. So it's now morning. They're just about to head off. They are heading off down a hill.
Okay.
And Sarah calls you up.
What's up?
That issue with the Earl, that doesn't stretch as far north, does it, that you have? You're not wanted in Nos town. Good. I need someone who can show their face in town. Can you keep an eye on them?
I believe at this moment I can.
Keep an eye on them. And,
Really?
just don't get involved unless you feel you need to, but
Okay. Some babysitter.
I'm afraid so.
Yep. Okay.
Flash forward. You're hiking, you're sneaking. Just do a quick stealth check for me. Well,
Yeah.
actually, you can do
So
stealth
check,
or
stealth
deception,
check,
whichever
get
one you
out.
prefer.
You should also cast pass without trace.
You could do that too.
I could. I could do that. I was just loading up my spells. So yeah. Well, let's see.
Somewhere
what
another character named Rowan is smiling.
let's stealth that bastard. Let's see. Let's see. 19.
Nice. 19 total?
Yeah.
Alright, nobody's passive is that high, right?
Anybody?
I don't
No.
think so. Okay, so you managed to tail the group
Suckers.
without being spotted. You get all the way down into town, and you watch them as they go about their day in this medium-sized town or city. Sorry, my sound is getting a little wonky. Or maybe that's
Sounds
just...
like we're actually on a boat.
Yeah, Frodo's just throwing rocks down a... Alright. So anyway, you tail them. I'm just going to find... there we go. You tail them to the city. It's a city with a large river. The fork's not too far on. You know it a little bit. And these guys go in, they mumble around and find their way to one of the more expensive inns. They get a room. They also go past the butcher. This is the butcher you know is susceptible to bribes. His name
is...
Inspired by me.
Thank you. It is so good to have people who pay attention, because I don't.
What's his name?
Carlton.
Carlton the
Bang.
Butcher.
They have now gone in for a while. Carlton locks the door, turns around, disappears from sight for a while. A few minutes later, he comes back out again. These guys leave and head on in the direction of the inn. So where do you want to go?
Visit Carlton.
Sure. Alright, so
See
you
what-
go on in. The little bell rings as you go in the door.
Oh my good man, how are you doing this evening?
Hi. Very good.
Excellent.
Probably not the same voice. Too bad.
I think that one might be. The magistrate wasn't.
All right.
That's because it's so hard to do that voice for long, I started getting this
You
over.
do your homework.
Can I help you?
Yes. And I take the gold and start just doing that thing where it's in your
Coin
hand.
rolling?
Yeah.
You have his attention.
We had some visitors a moment back.
Oh, I know. Lots of
And-
people.
What was the query? Were they looking for meat or
Yeah, they
otherwise?
wanted meat. Insight check.
Yeah. I don't think I believe him, but let's see what the.
I believe him. He seems like an upstanding gentleman.
I'm totally upstanding.
He's like,
It's only 13.
he's
How-
got this
I don't know.
apron on over basically a wife beater. He's really overweight and like sludgy and just goes up and you can tell from his hands, his gnarled hands have seen many cuts. He's a butcher by trade.
Okay, I'm gonna just kind of.
Sorry, how many was
13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are the
he
hands
seems
of a
pretty
butcher.
legit. he seems pretty legit. They wanted meat. You know, good cut.
What?
To cook, I assume? Take a bath in? I don't know.
They say where they were heading?
Oh. Why are you so curious?
And I take the gold and I just...
Oh, right, I remember now. They're staying at that they're in, and they want to send a present. They sent a present onto the, Make a persuasion check.
Can I do...
You do it with advantage because you're bribing a greedy little dude.
And if you're gonna like project that way, speak up a little.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all.
We could scoot that mic down further if you need to.
Could do.
Alright.
Sure, we'll just move that.
But you're like almost whispering, and I'm like, ugh. It's a bit much.
I'm doing
Until we need the minis.
persuasion. Come on.
Ah, we won't need minis. It's an
That-
intimate combat. Everyone's always in within range of each other.
17.
So I run it.
17?
Yeah, 17.
It's his 4. Alright.
Kinda got a mini fetish.
Business with the magistrate, and they wanted to make a good impression.
And I hand him his gold and I walk out.
Do a perception check just before you leave.
I will.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Really? Yeah.
Pretty hard to notice. Ooh.
Oh, that hurts! That hurts!
Oh.
At
Actually, you know
least-
what? I'll give you a
it's
choice.
not a 1.
I'll give you... Yeah, that's fair. So,
It could be a 20 and a 1. That would be worse.
that's a 20 and a 7. So, no, you don't seem to pick anything up. He didn't appear to spit in the meat when he spat. but he does do this.
And
Again.
yeah, I'm gonna go outside and then I'm gonna kind of stealth into the shadows.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna... Now, do I have view of both the butcher and of the hotel where they went?
The inn is pretty far down, but you can see it down there. It's down, and you can just make it out pretty far down. Like, you can see the rooftop of it. Not a great detail, but you can see it.
I'm just gonna go across the way and kind of... Is there like a little alley like between two ships?
There's like
Buildings.
a fruit sales shop there with all the stuff out, and then kind of tucked in beside that. There's
Okay.
a little
I'll,
alley there where it
I'm
cuts
just
between
gonna
two
keep
buildings.
a
It's
look
pretty
onto
wide,
him.
but
For a few minutes.
Keeping
like
on with that
maybe 15, 20 minutes to see if he
sure. On
goes
the butcher.
anywhere.
On the
Yeah.
butcher.
But I'm also gonna keep, like, I'm gonna be looking between the two.
Of course. Do a perception check for me.
Don't tell me this one's at disadvantage.
Not at disadvantage.
I didn't need disadvantage for that one. It was worse than when I had disadvantage. 7. Yeah.
7 total?
Brig.
That does not
Yeah,
help you all that
that's
much.
not good, no.
After a little while,
Yeah, I'll leave.
you see him. He does lock the door after you leave, and then after a few more minutes, he comes back out and unlocks it again. A little bit odd. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom or something. Hopefully, again, not in meat. And
I
then,
don't believe that, but okay.
At which point, then he goes and he's just working away in there. After almost right near the end of the time you're going to leave, you see 2 gentlemen approaching. One of them is this kind of skinny little, kind of older gentleman wearing a livery of kind of one of the more reputable houses. Definitely some kind of butler or something like that.
Okay.
And along with him is this dude. He's built like he's been in a few fights before, but he is not wearing any armor.
Oh.
And they kind of walk up, and they're chatting away, and they go inside the store for a little while. After a few more
Do
minutes...
I recognize them?
I'll tell you what, you can do I would let you roll a history check to see if you know who they are. Again, the DC is going to be pretty high, but you do spend some time in this town.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
You
no.
never know.
Wow.
History's not my thing.
Couldn't be spending too much time in the town if you're not wanted yet, right?
Well, that's
Heyo.
Yeah, nothing. 8.
okay. So you don't
Nothing.
seem to recognize them. It looks like he's
Okay.
some kind of servant, and after a few minutes, they come walking out. The bigger guy with the muscles is busy carrying a large, collection of meats. He's got a big bin of it, and it's piled up high in front of him. He's also got a couple of sacks of hams and stuff over his shoulder. And the smaller, older gentleman kind of walking over. Right, let's go. We have a couple more deliveries to make. And they go off on their way. After that, the butcher just spends a few more minutes kind of cleaning up, locks up.
I'm gonna head down the street
Alright.
to the inn. Before I go in, though,
Oh, one thing you did pick up as you walked
Okay.
down the street past the butler guy, the butler-looking guy, you hear him saying something like, "Oh yes, now we must hurry back. The magistrate is not going to be very pleased." And that's all you catch with your feet.
alright, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, and I'm gonna go into the inn
Sure.
to
Okay.
see if I can blend around with them.
All
What's
right.
that look like when you cast that?
What would you like it to look like?
I don't know. You're a ranger. Ranger magic is cool and different. It's not like you're gonna wave a staff around, right?
Right.
I always picture they reach into their pocket, get some dark stuff, and they put it under here, and then you just can't see them anymore.
Magic.
Well, then all the other 6
Work
people
for
around them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that wouldn't work for everybody else.
No,
just a- it's
especially
just a
in
hood.
town. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There is
Pull
that.
an
Yeah,
Aragorn.
that is pretty classic.
Yeah.
Ranger, just
I feel
sit
like-
in the back and no one would notice.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's just the not paying attention anymore thing.
Just letting
As
the
opposed to,
eyeballs slide off of you.
Yeah.
I really don't want them. I just want to be kind
Yeah,
of.
that's cool. So make your stealth check with +10. Meanwhile, flashing forward a ways. Archibald,
Yes, sir.
you've excused yourself shortly after entering the magistrate's house. I don't know what sound is on, so I'm going to pause that.
Yeah.
It's the sound of
Oh
the
my
magistrate's
Doesn't really
house.
sound like the magistrate's house.
It would normally be what it sounds like, but
The
everyone
magistrate's
is
house.
pooping.
So,
It's
24, 34.
so on your way in.
Nice.
So on your way in, you hadn't seen very many
They don't
guards.
even
There was
see me
one
coming.
guy at the front gate, kind of just looking a little more uncomfortable than usual.
Yeah.
Definitely
What am I looking for
the
again?
regular guard
Arm?
complement was not present. You guys get let in by some kind of servant. Probably doesn't look like he's fancily dressed. He's somewhat fancily dressed, so like a chauffeur or somebody.
Right.
Lets you guys in, takes you into the it's not really crossroads material. Sorry. Takes you into the house, shows you into the parlor where you guys were waiting. After a
Right.
few minutes, he leaves to go get the magistrate, and Archibald, knowing he's on the casing joint, decides to step out and go looking for things.
Before I step out, I just
Of
want
course.
to know if there's any good alcohol in this room.
Oh yes, there's a whole little bar at the end.
Well, I will take a drink with
Oh,
me as
of
I
course.
go.
Just steady.
You pour it's for the nerves.
Well, I've already had a few anyways.
So you go wandering off, your cane clicking as you go. By the
What
way,
kind of like house is this that we're in?
it's a pretty decent manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
So,
multiple rooms.
With my sort of background of,
Nobility.
I would probably have a sort of an idea of the layout of where the house might be.
Sure,
So I'm
absolutely.
looking for a pardon, right?
Yes, you're looking for some kind of pardon and a seal.
Well, I shall then head to the drawing room.
Absolutely, that's probably upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and it would likely be nearish to the bedroom, but not near the guest quarters.
Mm-hmm. So, is there anybody upstairs?
I'm going to get you to do a stealth check and a perception check.
Alrighty.
Apologies for a backup microphone. You're about to hear the real experience.
Steel dice will be stealth.
Not
That
too
wasn't
bad.
too bad.
So my perception check is 26.
Whoa!
And my stealth check is 20.
Darn rogues, man.
So even in my lilac coat, I blend in.
It's more about timing, really. So you go almost just casually
Because
walking.
of the way it is, it's just the air about him. He just blends into a place like that, and not a lot of people who are guard and stuff might question.
Yeah, it's
They
a lot of
might
like
wonder.
social engineering. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you look like you belong here.
Yeah.
Why would we question
It's
you?
like walking around.
I'm
with a
going
clipboard.
upstairs. What are you going to say about it?
Yeah, exactly. So you at the same time also get your timing just right, as that dottery butler man has just walked off down the hall just below the stairs, and then you just kind of wake your way casually up the stairs as he's coming out, and he doesn't look up. You take a left at the top of the stairs, thinking, oh, all right, that way looks like the master bedroom. Probably this is the guest area up here. So that would be the office, but you hear something. So you're just going to go investigate the guest room for a moment. Click, click,
Okay.
click. At that point, down the hall comes walking the magistrate and the butler calling from below on the stairs. Your Honor, if you could please come down. I'm sorry, but it's... Yes, I'm coming. It's all right. He goes past. You're just kind of...
That's all I'm going to
In
do.
the
I'm just
nook.
going to be like,
They don't seem to see you, and they go walking down the stairs. Your perception check is enough that you pick up...
is enough. 26.
You pick up the magistrate going, is everything in place? Hold on, I keep doing the wrong voice. Hold on a second. What we have here is a failure to communicate. There we go, that's the voice I'm doing.
Is that it? Okay. All right.
I don't
Sure.
know, something like that. Is everything in place? That's still not the same. Alright, anyway, we're just gonna keep rolling.
Yeah. No. Do
The
it.
magistrate says.
The magistrate said that, and the butler says, of course, Your Honor. And then they go on downstairs, and the office is yours for the taking.
So I will head straight to the desk.
Okay.
What do I see?
It's mostly tidy. You can definitely see there's a journal that he's been working on the surface. Ink and quill right there.
How big is it?
It's a pretty big desk. It's like one of those good
How
8
big's
footers.
the journal?
Oh, the journal? It's probably about that thick.
Yeah, might as
and
well
it's,
take it.
It's about the size. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
about this big.
Yeah.
Everything's
I'm just
expensive.
going to sort of put it up
For
there.
the listeners at home, that's about a foot by about 8 inches by about an inch and a half thick.
He pulls
Leather
out like
bound.
he pulls out his like main ghost dagger, and he's like using it to poke around.
Of course. Do an investigation check for me.
Investigation. Oh, crit fail.
One thing your high perception check did allow you to see, though, is that the desk does have locked drawers on the right, and then open kind of file-y areas on the left.
Okay, not seeing the particles or anything that I'm looking for right now. Okay, quickly through the unlocked side.
Okay. Sifting through standard office type stuff. You know, blank parchment in one area.
Any loose coins?
Yes, there are a few. Yes. So you
Jolly
pocket.
good.
You pocket. Hooray. 12 gold.
Drinks on Archibald.
You pocket 12 gold. Just stick your fingers, they disappear up your sleeve.
I'm looking for anything also, like, maybe like just a blank sheet with his letterhead on it or anything like that.
There
Anything
is
with
some.
signature?
There is
Okay.
some.
Well, we'll take some of these and
Yeah.
some of those.
Alright, so you just kind of pocket a few of these. These are disappearing into your pouches.
I have like one of those coats on this one.
Oh yeah, you've
Up
got
in the
deep
back.
pockets all throughout your coat, of course.
But also just like in the waist, like things like that in the waistband of my pants, behind my coat.
Absolutely. All these hidden pockets in your coat, probably, too. And the other side is, however, locked.
Well, I'm gonna start lock picking.
Alright.
Is that actually just a skill now, or is it just?
Yeah, it's a skill.
It's
You might be proficient.
Yep.
Probably.
So you'll be it'll be about the same as
I
any
think
of
you're
your
defaultly
dex-based.
proficient, but you have the option of taking expertise. If you had, I don't know if you did or not. But you do get to say what the skill is. And usually people say dex. Usually,
It's
I don't know.
it's linked to
Yeah,
dex.
yeah,
It's sleight of it's very much like sleight of hand, except
yeah.
it's proficiency. If you're not
Because the tools don't have a default, right? They're just whatever GMs decide makes sense. Yeah.
Could be int, it could be dex. This
Yeah.
one's dex.
Cool.
Is it listed as sleight of hand for this one?
No, but
You just do your dex plus
Plain old
your
Dex plus proficiency bonus.
Okay, so that's plus 3.
3.
Oh, crit.
Ooh, critical.
20. Yep. I'm
Nice.
just
All right.
That makes up for the crit fail.
It does.
Also,
So
yes.
you,
The pendulum has swung.
yep, you
The
go
earth
ahead
is
and
balanced.
almost just one hand while you're sipping your drink.
Oh yeah, for
For
sure. Oh, that's
class.
long gone.
And
I'm
there is
also
another
eyeballing around
decanter
for
up
another
here.
bottle.
Oh yeah,
for
you
sure.
can fill it up first. So you fill it up, then you come back and you unlock it with one hand, no problem.
Put
You
my
hear the
mango
click.
back.
Do a dex save, please.
Dex save. Oh, that is 18 total.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage unless you have evasion, which I'm not sure you have at this
I
level.
believe I have. If I'm making a dex save for half damage, I take no damage if I pass.
Oh,
If I get it.
you're like click, and it's most people doing this would do this with two hands.
Mm-hmm.
You were super lucky that you were doing it with one hand because on the left side where your other hand was, this little needle goes and then dripping some kind of viscous liquid. But because you're one-handing it, you were like,
I'm
naughty.
Little hasty.
It was a trap that you didn't see because that was your crit fail.
Okay.
But you avoid it entirely.
It's like
I'm
picking up my glass.
Yeah. Nice. Drink. You might not want to drink that now.
No, actually, I might save this glass.
Okay.
Save
So
it
let me glass.
Nice.
for somebody
You
you know
pocket it. All right.
Actually, it'd be like smash it maybe, but not now.
No, later. All right. So you get this open. You look inside. Do one more investigation check for me.
Ooh, just 5.
Total 5?
Yeah.
Oof, dirty 5. There's a lot of stuff in here, and a lot of it is just boring. You're sifting through.
I'm gonna get you to roll for filing proficiency.
God,
I'm
almost.
taking like, yeah.
Should have sent a cleric.
Yeah.
Clerical roll. All right.
Sorry.
At which point, yeah, we're back downstairs. You are waiting in the bushes outside.
Oh, I am. I thought I was
assuming?
inside.
Oh no! You snuck into the.
Yes, I wanted to be inside
Oh no!
so I could.
Sorry,
keep
we
an-
jumped ahead.
Oh,
They were at the inn. Eventually, they left the inn to go to the manor,
missed
all
that part.
dressed up. I did.
We didn't say that part, yeah.
I said we jumped ahead in time. Sorry.
I
so yes,
apologize.
they,
So-
left, they left presumably in the direction of the magistrate's house.
I would have
and they
followed
looked all
that.
Yes.
dolled up.
okay. I would have followed.
Anything you want to do before you go?
By the way, I always look dolled up.
Yes.
You sometimes look scruffy around the edges, though. And
How
who was it?
long
Levi's
has it
character,
been?
Johannes, waved his hand and cast prestidigitation
Yeah.
and cleaned you up.
So we got
loving that guy for that. Let
He
me
goes-
tell you, because these were looking a little frail.
We have a very fancy party right now. We got
He's like,
fancy
yeah,
Archibald, we got fancy Johannes, Umber Sara
How long
little
has
Plana
it
just
been?
walks around in
Do I
like a
still
black
have my
dress.
Christmas
Yeah.
outfit?
No,
Cocktail
unfortunately that's
hour.
They
Yeah,
they
that's
waited
right.
about 2 hours before they headed over. So Pass Without a Trace is gone.
All right.
If
Fair
it
enough.
helps any, you guys have had a short rest. You guys had a long rest. All right. So you're
We
gonna
had
stay
a short
outside of the
rest?
magistrate's house. You try to sneak in. They get to a walled, a gated house, a manor. It's towards the river side of the town, not too far down the street from the main prison and garrison for the local Eye of Eller sect.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the river goes on past this place, pretty close actually. Likely this is riverfront
Can
property.
I? So they're inside acquiring what
Yeah.
Sarah wanted.
Right.
So
There's one guard in the guard office, and he's kind of bouncing back and forth from one foot to the next.
Does not want to be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just continue to scope out from out in the bushes.
Okay. All right, so I'm not gonna make you
Can
roll
I
stuff.
see them?
You can tell they went in, and before the door closed, they went to the right.
Okay.
So presumably they're in one of about 3 windows you can see. It is a sprawling manse, like
And it must be
probably.
getting darker, right? Because
Yeah, you went in at just before. Yeah, so
Yeah, it was
is
like dinner. Yeah.
sundown.
Dinner ended.
Paris of the Prairie. Sorry. It's sundown, and the river is beautiful in the background, local trees. This is a forested area. It would be pretty tricky to hop over the fence, but possible. And there is one main gate in that you are currently not too far away from. Alright, so you're keeping watch. Meanwhile, inside, the glass shatters.
Mm-hmm.
The charm spell didn't work.
No.
Not your charm spell.
No, I didn't catch it.
Levi, Johannes' charm spell.
Dear, you're right. Let me see that.
Excuse me, I don't take on that kind to somebody who cheats in business. He turns around, his hand's just dripping a little bit of blood. As you move forward, he kind of pulls his hand back, and he's now eyeballing.
And I was ready to cast a spell as soon as I was able, and
Okay.
you said it's initiative time, so
Sure.
I don't
Go
think
ahead.
he has time to do basically anything.
Well,
right?
if we're all doing it.
I think,
So,
yeah, if we're going initiative, let's do initiative.
Let's do initiative, just so we can keep order. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to fight.
Right, but
Go ahead.
Well, I rolled a 3, so that's fine.
Sure, we'll get you in the order now.
Just to be a knight, yeah.
I rolled a
Jesus.
3.
That it makes sense what I rolled, so yeah, it makes sense. So. I'm slow.
I'm all primed, and I should get to preempt initiative.
We're both primed, but...
Yeah.
Alright, I would say the
both roll
surprise
terrible.
round is ruined
Yeah.
because of the spell. He knows something.
He knows there was a
cast
spell, he
out.
doesn't know what it
Yeah.
was. That's what we decided.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, what do you got?
I rolled a 3.
3.
Is that total?
Yes.
Okay.
Yikes.
It's
Archie?
terrible.
13.
Okay, I didn't
13?
do that bad. But I've got a +5, so.
I also rolled a 3, but I have a +2, so that's fine.
I rolled a 2, but I've got a +5.
5 for
7.
Sierra. And what did you get? 7. Wow, you guys are just rocking the initiative order.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'd be like, let's see what happens and react. And so I'm usually good with the low one, but I'm like, I'm ready to cast a spell. This is what I was primed for the whole time. I'm just waiting for the charm monster to go off, but whatever.
You've got
Okay.
Sparkle Finger.
I do.
Alright, I
Ready
believe
to-
that's everybody.
The thing is, like, I 100% know, well, not 100%, but like, the odds of him failing mine is so low. Like,
Alright.
Can I
So,
ask you one question
yeah.
before it starts? Do I know of anybody that the magistrate might be like
Mike.
sweet on?
Archie.
I think that's true. You want to spend a plot point on that?
You have plot points.
I do. I'm just curious. First, if I do. Otherwise,
You spent a little bit of... You know what? Because you were sitting around the inn,
You had a day,
sussing
yeah.
out, you're listening for rumors, and you're kind of planting that little seed
but
of
do
like...
I know what she looks like? Or
Well,
what they look like, I should say.
Well, I'll let you roll in Shadowrun. It'd be Streetwise or something like that. But I'm going to let you do an investigation check.
Sounds
to
right.
See what you picked up while you were hanging out at the inn,
Besides
and also just
gonorrhea.
back time. They should clean those.
It's only
That
a
was
9.
uncalled for.
9.
So I don't think
Unfortunately,
I'm gonna spend
what
that
you hear about the
point.
magistrate is he's a dick.
Well, that I
yeah.
knew.
He is deeply. The rumors are he's deeply in the pocket of the Eye of Pelor, although he's supposed to be independent. He almost never goes against them, and especially nothing against someone named Lord Austrian.
Right.
Never crosses that guy. Although there is one person who mentions, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy. He used to live around here, and now he's all too high and mighty to even come down." So he is a local boy. You get that much.
But I don't know what he looks like, and I need to know what he
Unfortunately,
looks
not.
like.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you don't actually get any sweetheart. Although,
Yeah.
yeah, there were rumors about his lineage.
I just wanted to know because it
Basically,
would have determined
they
whether
call
or not
him-
I used the spell.
They
but-
call him son of a not a son of a whore, but like son of a John. basically, would be the implication. I'm not sure what that would be. But, like, he is rumored to be a bastard. And they mean that literally.
Right.
Okay.
Alright. Literally and figuratively, love. That was the NPC who gave you that little nugget.
Okay. Thank
His name
you.
was Reginald. He wanted to be a jeweler.
Well, he's not.
Anyway,
Alright, never mind that.
so back to the situation.
Sorry about that.
Top of the order, Archie.
How am I on my search?
With that roll, still haven't found anything yet.
Okay. So
You found samples
I'm
and writing.
looking now. I'm just fully focused on getting the things I need to get.
All right. I'm gonna say if you keep
If
at
they're
it,
there.
you will get all the way through this drawer in 2 rounds. So just keep on keeping
I'm
on.
rifling.
Great.
All right. You do pick up movement from the butler outside, but he goes past. You kind of duck back for a second. He goes past the
I can
office
see like the shadowy feet.
and down to down some steps,
Okay.
and then you hear him take a
Do
look.
I realize that he's going down the main steps, or is it a different?
It's a back stair.
Okay.
Yeah, some kind of back stair, likely towards like a kitchen or something. If you had to guess based on your
Okay.
knowledge,
Okay.
there's probably a servant stair towards the back, very close to the
Alright.
master's main room.
Okay.
All right. Next up, the magistrate. Because y'all suck at initiative.
Yeah, well, you know what?
The magistrate's like,
I'm curious to see what he does, because we haven't actually done anything yet.
gentlemen, I don't take. I know it's only 6 seconds.
Sure.
Gentlemen, I don't take kindly to negotiations under duress. I have important business. I will bid you adieu.
Okay. What else does he do? Is that it?
That's it so far.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
He has asked you to leave.
Great. I will do so on my turn, maybe.
Alright, speaking of, Darmita, all seems quiet.
Seriously? I was. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know I rolled. God.
You did. A
7.
3 and a 5 and a 7.
Wow.
If you want, you can do a perception check.
Yeah. I'll do a perception check to see if I can gather what's going on
Sure.
in there, because there's nothing ruckusy that I can tell. So let's see. Okay. That's alright. That's 13.
Okay. This is not too hard to pick up. It's been fairly quiet. It's dusk. The sun has just gone down. The road is relatively quiet, which is why you pick up on this. It's relatively easy to see a rather large wagon. It's drawn by 4 horses, black horses, and a black wagon. Very shiny. If it was a, you guess that it's like a pretty big carriage, and it's designed for carrying people with money. And it is coming down the street towards the magistrate's house.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm gonna wait to see who comes out of said vehicle.
Absolutely. They do appear to be slowing as they approach the gate, as if they're going to make a turn in rather than continuing past.
Right.
Alright, let's keep on rolling because these are supposed to be 6 seconds long. Sarah.
Yeah, I will sort of continue my approach.
Your wolf hood is back.
Yeah,
Your hair is very shiny.
I have a wolf hood down with like a cloak over it. We said so that it's like I'm still wearing it, but it's not visible. See my eyes, which is like weird. No one sees my eyes. Ha.
You've all been sworn to secrecy.
That's right. And I say, Templar, dear, you know, I do worry about you, old friend. And I'll like match his gaze, and I will cast Charm Person.
Do it.
I need a wisdom
What's
save
the
from you.
DC?
It's 13.
Let's see what that is.
I'm like a level 1 character.
Oh, that's cocked.
I think it's only like a 10% difference in chance from this and like what Johannes's was, right?
So it just depends if he's allowed to have it at advantage or not.
I feel like we're not fighting yet. He told us to leave.
It hasn't been
and
caught up.
It's not combat.
yeah.
Wisdom, you say?
Yeah.
Wisdom save.
He looks at you and again pulls his hand back. I'm afraid our business here is finished.
Hell then. I suppose things are different.
Jeffrey, our guests are leaving.
Do I want to use a bonus action or do I not want to use a bonus action?
You're like,
It's your action.
Yeah.
We just used it.
Yeah, but I have a bonus action. I think I'm gonna wait on the bonus action because it's explosive.
This just got real. No, not yet. Alright, next up,
that I would notice.
Fenris.
Oh, Archibald didn't go before me?
He did already go.
I'm rifling.
He's
Sorry.
rifling.
Or what about Johannes?
Oh yes, Johannes.
Johannes probably went first. But
Yeah.
One of my initiative.
Johannes is like,
Try
he's
that.
standing a little too still. Like the thing he tried didn't work, and now he's just like, slowly
That's
his
a
hands
first.
are descending
Right,
to where
right.
his swords are sheathed behind his back.
So, is the magistrate the only one there? Or is
Currently, yes, but he did just call for someone named Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
Right. Okay. And he just said that our business is over. Okay. No. It's just begun.
what you gonna do?
Bonus action. Going to cast and summon the wolf.
Of course.
And I'm going to
Is
cast...
this the Hound of
The Hound of Illumin,
Ill
yep.
Omen?
Yes, it is. Right behind him.
So, from behind that little desk where he's been getting his liquor,
Yeah.
out steps a freaking almost dire wolf. Like it's a beast of a
Yeah.
wolf. Just steps out, silently padding
Black
on the carpet,
fur, yeah.
totally out of place in this environment. Okay.
And as now in action, I will cast Hold Person.
All right. What's the DC?
15, and he resists at disadvantage.
We should like pick him up and walk out with him.
Empowered? Or
That's not how that works.
No, that's not how it works. It just Hound of the Omen.
oh right, because the wolf is all right.
Now, and what I'm going to do is, when I'm about to cast, did I hear someone coming?
You can assume the butler who brought you in here is nearby,
Subtlety is over.
but
Yeah.
you don't see anyone currently.
As of now.
Subtlety is over.
Not for me. He's just like, doo-doo-doo.
All right.
You're still upstairs, like,
Wisdom
Wisdom.
does
15.
with disadvantage.
With
does
disadvantage.
a 12? A
Does-
12 is a fail.
A 12 is a
His
fail.
muscles lock up. The last thing he does before he ends is just like he's got
This
a
guy just made
kerchief
3
wrapped
wisdom
around his
saves
hand.
in a
He
row.
squeezes it, white knuckling it, and then just freezes as this wolf nudges against his legs and looks up at him with a low growl. That's the growl by Tyson. No.
And I'll roll initiative for the wolf.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh boy.
What did you get?
I rolled a 15, and I think he has +2.
He got faster than all of you. And I'm calling him Wolf. Alright, Wolf is... Alright,
He's faster.
top
How
of
do
the
you want to
order.
do this? This.
Yeah, 17.
Wolf.
Wolf goes first?
Wolf goes first.
So Wolf is he's gonna attack. He's going to grapple, but I believe I can get him to grapple.
Okay.
Is he auto fail grapple?
Ready to
He can't
drag.
resist, right? It's not auto fail grapple because he's.
Yeah,
Like
he
fail?
auto fails
Yeah,
grapple, so
yeah.
he's gonna
So
like,
he is now
basically-
unable to move even if he could move.
Right, because he could on his turn potentially get out.
Yeah.
I want the wolf to kind of
Just
lock
put the
onto
jar
him.
on the wall.
Yeah.
He's grabbed onto his
Onto his leg.
jacket.
Yeah.
He does actually, now you're noticing, he is pretty dressed up for just hanging out at home.
Right.
Okay.
Just so you're aware. He's wearing...
Is it Archie's
It's
size?
almost like he was almost ready. No, he's a big man.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was almost
Maybe I
ready,
can make 2
but he
guys.
doesn't have the last finishing touch of like the cravat and everything. But he's got the jacket, almost like Tails, but no bow tie kind of look. Sort of penguinish,
Yeah.
if you want to picture him. So now the wolf has got him securely by the one. It's such a big wolf that by part of the jacket sleeve and part of his side, so he couldn't move that side if he wanted to.
Nice.
Do you want to move him at all, or you can do half movement drag if you need?
Yeah, so the layout of this room, knowing that he just called for someone, is there anything where I can drag him like away?
Well, the room looks kind of like there's bookshelf. So on one wall, let's call it the north wall.
Sure.
There's bookshelves there, and then on the east wall, there is a large fireplace framed by other bookshelves.
Oh, throw them in there. Perfect.
There's also behind on the south wall is window, large kind of gabled window with a kind of an arch to the top.
And is the window towards the river?
The river, well, it's actually towards the front of the house.
Towards the front of the
Yeah,
house?
the river side would be towards the back of the house, which I think I just said was north. Because in my games, everything is north.
Because I think I would want
Yeah, if we go at the back, that would be great. We know this butts onto like a...
Onto the river.
onto the river, and we
Yeah.
knew that from I believe that someone checked that out from the last game. So I actually want to move him towards the back.
Sure. So where you came in was from the west side, so you have to go out there into the main entry hall.
I see.
And there's a kind of a hallway there, and then towards the back of the house from there. You can only get him about pretty much to the door of the place.
So if two people try to work together, can we go at like normal speed?
Yeah.
I think we should do that. I think we
All
should
right.
walk this guy out of
I think
here.
that's what Johannes
Yeah.
gonna.
Johan is going to do that because I don't want to think about that. So his.
I want to hear.
hands
I
come
want to
off of
hear
the
Fenris
blades.
say it. Though. I want to hear Fenris like directing people.
Yeah, I'm like Johannes, find him and help move him out.
Johannes'
Take a
hands
walk
come
with
off of
us,
his
friend.
blades. He's like, certainly. He goes running up. He pulls off a large blanket off of the.
Oh, actually,
On the couch?
if I can free action, I'll hand him the manacles that Henrietta left with me.
Yeah.
Sure. You pass him to him, and he starts manacling him, wrestling him. He's kind of a little edgy around your wolf. He's like, sorry. Treating it with due respect. And it lets go enough that he can start putting manacles on his turn, which is right now. So he claps it on, that's his action. And he also takes a blanket and just throws it over his shoulders.
Perfect.
And then and they start moving him out into the hall.
Let us take a walk, friend.
Archie,
Rifle.
do another investigation check for me. Might speed things along if you get a little more lucky.
6. Instead of a 5.
Like no one uses investigation. Perception
You-
all the way.
Need
Yeah,
more of this
baby.
brandy, because
I
this
know.
is good
Have
quality
a
brandy.
few.
In fact, the bottle's over there. So you pause, go over, grab a little bottle. You hear a
Yep,
little
yep.
bit of movement downstairs.
Just
No,
take it
not
with
really.
you. It's fine.
You pocket
Oh, I
that.
plan to in my liver.
You can put that in your inventory, a nice bottle of liquor.
Okay.
And then you go back to sifting through. That's what's taking you so long. Alright, anything else you want to do on your turn?
I guess, can I throw a perception check out there? to try to hear what
Sure.
they're doing?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You're not intoxicated yet, so it's not disadvantage.
15.
You
You got out that wolf again.
Yeah, you hear shuffling. You did hear ever so quiet crinkle of a glass, like as though somebody tinkling of glass either clinked it hard or perhaps broke.
He's like, that's good crystal.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That's the kind of crystal that when you broke it, your dad would beat on your ass.
Big time.
Like, wow. You get a little post-traumatic stress flashback for a second.
For sure.
And then you just like give your head a shake. And you hear shuffling a little bit downstairs, but nothing particular. Alright, next up. As you guys are dragging this guy out into the hall, the butler comes walking down. He's got a little tray. On it is like a missive and some fancy stuff and a little box. And there's like a quill. And he comes out, he's like, oh, good. Your lordship, I have all the things for the lieutenant. And he pauses and looks as he sees the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees Johannes and the blanket wrapped over his master's kind of. He's still got his hand out, but just standing there. And he just pauses. Oh. dear. Guards!
I don't know if you're waiting for a reaction. I'm not going to preempt my turn. So
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It is
Wasn't sure.
actually... Jamida?
No.
Outside, the wagon has stopped.
You
They are
just yell
talking
for
to the
guards.
About to come in.
And they're about to go through.
And at this
You
point, do I see
do
guards
another perception check.
starting to...
There are very few guards at the house. You imagine a place this side should have more visible guards, but you don't see very many.
Okay.
But the wagon, the carriage, has several. And in fact, inside you can't really see very well. There's at least 4 or 5 people inside, and on the outside there's the driver and another 2. They are armored. They are wearing the armor of... do you have any religion? Are you trained in religion?
No.
Okay.
I'm
You can
not.
go ahead and do a religion check if you want.
Yeah.
Not that it'll help you much.
No.
You never know.
Yeah, no.
No? You're just like, hey, they got some kind of sun emblem on. Very nice. And that's about all you pick up as they're waiting. Do you want to do
And
anything?
I don't see anything that's going on inside, so...
All is quiet, but they're about to have company.
Okay. I will just keep on...
Now,
Looking.
just so you know, you can stay at this gate. If you make your way around to the left, there is a more wooded area. If you scoped it out earlier.
Yeah.
If you wanted to sneak in not by the main gate,
Yeah.
your best bet would be
I would
down and to
probably-
the left.
Yeah, I would
Where it
go
goes downhill and there's some trees that are pretty close to the wall. You could, if
Yeah.
you want to. I'm just pointing
I'm
that
gonna
out.
do that.
You're gonna make your way over?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
So
go in.
go ahead and make either acrobatics or athletics.
I'll be doing an acrobatics on that one.
And you will probably want to do a stealth check as well.
Okay. For
No.
acrobatics or stealth first?
It's your call.
Uh,
Let's call that the acrobatics.
okay. That's 10.
All right.
And oh my god!
Double 3s, folks. Double 3.
And again.
Well, you can interchange what things are.
Yeah. So you get up. You're like, oh, that tree is actually
That's
too
high
far
one's
back.
coming.
Okay, you're gonna have to check out. You start climbing the fence, and you're not particularly subtle about it, but it's gonna take you a little longer to get over this fence, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. But you've started. All right.
You're like, this is my
Sarah.
thing.
The butler is standing in there, being like, "Oh, God!"
Thank goodness you're here. He's come down with some sort of affliction. We need to get a physician fast. What is the quickest way to the dogs?
Do a deception check for me.
I will. I should just cast Charm Person,
you know
but I'll
what?
do a check instead.
I'm
Do I
going.
have this? Do I have the skill? Maybe.
I'm
Probably
going
not.
to give you advantage because there have been afflictions going around.
Can I roll
Mainly
medicine
in the form
instead?
of
No.
tainted meat
Yeah.
to most of the household.
Awesome. No, I don't have this, so just a +2. Okay.
You do have advantage.
Might be enough. That is 10, and that is 10 both times.
There's an affliction going at this table.
He
Yeah,
does-
there is.
You know, if it weren't for the wolf, it would probably pass. But this thing is busy dragging this guy literally by the coat and tails.
Cool.
And
And it burns my whole turn.
the-
I can't now also try and charm. Like I do that, can I? No.
Fortunately,
I think
no.
it's fair. I think it's fair ruling.
You do have a bonus action if you want it, or movement.
I don't think I should turn into a giant wolf in this house. I think that's not a good plan.
Why?
How big is the other wolf?
Houndeville.
Yeah, the hound.
You know, medium size.
It's medium sized. That's what I thought. Yeah. It's medium sized.
It's a size of a large mastiff, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's direwolf stats, but medium sized. Whereas if I became a direwolf, I would fill the whole hall, and that's kind of too much right now.
Actually, just so you know what to picture, it is an opulent hall. With
well,
wood
sure,
and
but you know,
carving.
I
It's
think that
about
would make
15
things
feet
worse.
across.
Technically, you could do it.
And
Yes,
about
I just think that would
45
make
feet
things
high
worse, not better.
in this entryway.
And I'm going to continue to act as if
This is all
this is normal and fine.
Absolutely.
And this guy's the weird one.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
He's still calling for guards. Fenris.
Okay. So as Johannes and the wolf are...
Dragging this guy back towards the kitchen is the general direction you're going.
And-
Or you could go at the front door.
No. We're still going off the back. I will actually go up to the butler, and I'll tell him, Listen, this is actually a secret mission for the Eye of Pelor. And we have come on behalf of Lord Alston. Do not be afraid. This is a test.
He seems very confused. Go ahead and roll deception.
I thought you were going to pull out the holy symbol, but I guess that wouldn't be the eye, so that'd be kind of weird.
You
Yeah.
actually do have a symbol.
I
of
do,
Bella,
but
though.
yeah.
But it's not
you
for
want
the
to use it?
eye.
Sure, I'll pull it
Sure,
out.
you pull it out. Roll with
Yeah, layman wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, layman wouldn't
Why
know.
not?
You know, D20?
Yes, please.
If only Henrietta was here to see.
Yes, if only.
You reach in your pocket, you pull
Sorry.
out
I'm sure she
a
would approve
necklace
of this
with the
deception.
dangling starburst pendant on it, with a bas relief of a head
17.
outlined just in there.
One was bad, one was alright.
Nice.
17.
Okay.
Be at ease.
What is that beast doing here?
It's just a bit of magic. An illusion.
He drops the tray that he's been carrying with a loud clatter.
It's
The
an
silver
illusion.
tray hits the ground. Archie, you hear it. You probably don't quite make it out. Although at this point you see what it was carrying. It had an ink pot, which is now spilling. It had a nice quill. It had a box, which...
Whoa, do I notice anything in this?
The box, the silver box pops open as it hits the ground and spills across. There's some stuff inside, a couple of circular kind of things, a bit of ribbon, a metal thing, a glint of metal. It just kind of spills out. You also see some parchments all scattered around as he drops the tray.
Okay.
And yeah, he pale white, but he has stopped calling for the guard currently, although he did get a good shout off.
Yeah, we need to get him to call off the guards now, but it's
Alright.
one step in the right direction.
Top of the order. Oh, sorry, that was your action. Do you have a bonus or?
What, do I notice anything of the...
Okay, I'll do a perception check. Yeah, go ahead. It's just a slightly higher DC because it's just more of a glance, but I do need to know what you notice.
21.
Damn, those golden eyes of yours. Oh, but they're disguised right now.
They're disguised, but
yeah, you have disguised
underneath
self.
the disguise, they're
Yeah,
golden.
you glint for a second. As you see, there is a signet there that looks like it would probably be used to seal official documents.
Perfect.
It has spilled out and scattered along the ground a little bit.
Okay.
The box itself would also be worth something.
Sure.
That's with the tray.
Sure. Can I at least just tell him, I said BDs, call the guards and go back to your room. Everything will be alright.
He's not calling anymore, but he doesn't appear to be fully buying it hook, line, and sinker either. He's pretty scared still. Alright, next up. Wolf. Wolf doing anything? Keep dragging?
Keep dragging.
Alright, Johannes is also like... He looks at you all as if to say, should I cut this guy's
Yeah,
head
I was
off?"
like, and then Johannes slits his
Probably
throat.
like 60 feet away from that.
Can you do somebody do a perception roll for me?
Sure.
Sorry, not a perception. Percentile.
Oh,
Percentile?
go for
We're
it.
going to do a Levi simulator here, which means there's a 10% chance that he just straight up murders this dude.
62.
Okay, he looks at you all seem to have this in hand. He keeps dragging the locked tight old dude. This is
I think Levi would approve of that.
Right. Alright, which is
16.
Archie, you've heard a loud clatter downstairs. You have a bunch of papers. You're not sure what you've got, but you've got a bunch of papers. You hear a very loud clatter, and you hear somebody mutter, "Guards!" down below.
I think I would just keep it on.
Alright, you sip.
Yeah.
Alright,
I want to find.
one
I
more
had no
investigation
idea
check,
that,
buddy.
Yeah, that shit is
come
there.
on, make it work.
Make it work. Oh, I rolled a 2.
Oh, getting worse.
You hold it up, and it's like,
He's like,
boy.
my dearest. There's definitely a love letter. Of
You
some
look up,
Definitely
he's
not
just got
like
his feet
Ocean's
on the
8.
desk.
Yeah.
He's got his
Ooh,
feet
this
on the
one's
desk.
Yeah. Sorry, I do want to hear that
He's
again.
looking at stuff with his toe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like
just
flipping through, just casually reading the journal.
This is good liquor.
Alright. The butler's turn.
I assume our friend, the magistrate...
He's actually next.
We never got his name.
Yeah. The magistrate does not manage
I remember
to
I
break
wanted
the
to
hole.
use
He
his
gets,
name.
gets a 15. That doesn't break it, right?
No, it's 15.
Oh, it's 15?
Yeah.
His muscles go limp.
Did you get at the end of the turn?
And he now starts pulling against the wolf, which actually that's your warning. You hear the wolf go as his muscles slacken, and he starts pulling against. He's like, "Unhand me!"
Well, that's hard to.
At which point,
Big apple crumble. And can I get this hot water with him?
Johannes just lets him go and steps back, and is just like, "All right."
Is he going to try to break free from the wolves?
He spent his turn doing something. What's your passive perception, anybody?
15.
Highest? 50?
11.
Alright, yeah, you totally noticed. He just cast a spell. The magistrate.
Was he able to sense the spell?
Uh,
To counter spell?
I mean, you could if you want to. He cast command. Unhand me! And,
Oh, yeah.
and Johannes steps back and out of the jungle. Okay, you can spend that. It just cancels out the first level spell, and Johannes starts to let go, and there's like, you smack him on the back, and he's like, alright. And, alright, so he does not let him go on his turn, so this guy is still double grappled. And then he starts trying to struggle away, but he doesn't get very far. Alright, next up is the butler. Turns, and bolts down the hall that you were heading down.
Right. Okay.
Alright, next up,
Double time.
Darmita, do a perception check.
Oh, God. Okay.
DC is quite high.
Okay, 15.
15 total.
Yeah.
You do see the carriage has moved past the gate and is now going around the entryway to the manse, and they are pulling up to the front gate. That's about as far as that gets. It's hard to hear from outside a house, even a loud tray clattering. You think maybe it's the horses. It's hard to pick it out.
Right.
You needed a bit more than that, unfortunately,
Yep.
to hear a falling
Right.
tray.
So I'm gonna continue trying
You can
to
do
get
another
out.
acrobatics or athletics.
Mother effer, and I am like,
Don't roll
Don't
a
rip
three.
your breeches.
I mean, I'm freaking proficient in this.
You do roll a 3.
No. Okay,
That-
there we are. Yeah.
You're just like, time to go.
Yeah, it's 24.
Something.
You do the whole manga, like pause, look up, take a step back, get a little run at it, and land on the other side.
Like
Yeah,
a glass
3 points.
I'm good at this.
Nice.
Alright.
That's how I do this.
I know I was watching.
God,
All right.
something was wrong.
Fortunately, it doesn't appear anybody's noticed you at this point. You're pretty far over. It's going to take that and your whole move to start coming up towards
Yeah.
the house. You're still probably another maybe
Can I-
60 feet from
Can
the
I,
house.
yeah, can
as
I
far as
use
you can,
my
your movement to get a
my
little
whole
further.
movement
Sure.
And should I stealth?
Yeah. Oh no, your stealth from before was 10. So nope.
Oh, but
You're
now
not being
that I'm-
particularly stealth. Like it's still
Okay.
continuing. It
Okay.
wasn't as stealthy as you wanted, but that's okay. You're over the fence and Naruto running across the front yard.
Don't worry, soon you'll be invisible.
Yeah, exactly. So you're running across. You're now 30 feet from the side of the house.
Alright.
All right. Next up is Sarah.
Subtlety's over. Get on. And I turn into a massive dire wolf.
Direwolf.
I think it's dire wolf. I'm checking speeds, but I think that's the best choice.
You are a massive wolf in the entryway. There are now 2 wolves.
So if you guys drag them onto my back, I don't think that counts as me dragging him, so I'm not at half speed. That's my theory, personally, as someone who's used a mount before.
I also get a little hand wavy with large creatures trying to move anything smaller than them
Yeah.
because, come on.
Yeah.
They're not going to be
I'm
like,
just gonna
oh.
check. No, the
Alright, so that's your bonus?
Yeah, that's
And
my
you're
bonus.
delaying
I guess I'm
takeoff?
delaying till takeoff, because
Alright,
that's
Fenris.
the way that turn initiative works.
Okay.
I might actually, move so that they can move in on.
Sure, yeah, well,
whatever.
I'll let that all happen at
Is
once.
it like a free action or bonus action to pick up the signet?
I'll say that's free action.
I
Scoop,
scooped
you
them up.
spotted it.
I spotted it, I scooped it up and the box to put it in.
Okay, that's going to take your bonus.
Nope.
To get the box.
To get the box? Fine. It's a silver box. It's a silver box. Put this in the box as bonus action. Action. Bolt person.
On whom?
On the magistrate.
On the the
Disadvantage again.
Actually,
the magistrate is doubly is still grappled by the wolf and by Johannes.
He is,
But the
you know
butler
what?
is.
Oh, then actually I'm gonna hold person both of them.
Okay.
So cast it.
I should say, right? I like
So,
throw this cloak
the
up and
magistrate
pull
is
my hood up.
disadvantaged
And,
again.
Yep. He fails.
Okay. And the butler is not at disadvantage.
He fails.
Okay.
He stops so fast, he turtles onto his face, but muscles all locked.
Good.
And just he was basically in the kitchen door as he got there, and so the door is open, but he's now falling inwards onto his face, onto the tile.
Keep moving. Now I'm going to use my movement to catch up to them.
Sure, absolutely.
Great.
All right, top of the order.
Cinnamon tea as well? Just sugar.
You're all like
Okay.
towards the
Be
back
pulling out, yeah,
as
pulling
you
out
and
the
you
back.
get through the entire entryway when you hear the big metal knocker is supposed to be a little more official sounding than like boom, 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 as a large metal knocker is slammed against the door of the large, imposing door to the manse. You all kind of pause for a second and look back.
Keep going. Do in the back.
Wolfie keeps going, Johannes keeps going. I'm going to assume that if you're all just fleeing...
well, I want them to drag them onto my back, and then we flee at my speed, because I'm
Sure.
faster. I
Sure.
can go 100
Sure.
feet a turn, right?
I'll
So-
tell the wolf to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wolf helps, and Johannes helps. He spends his action loading him on the dire wolf, and he uses the blanket to kind of knot it on as a kind of improvised...
Great. They got to maintain that grapple, because he could jump off, but, you know,
yeah, well, the wolf
otherwise,
will stay with him.
I'm
The
not
wolf-
actually grappling.
just running alongside. The butler is face down.
Well, he's manacled.
The
That's
magistrate
true, but he could still run.
is also still held. So you guys are still like...
Well, there we are.
Wolf, magistrate is on your back, Sarah.
Great.
And you go pouncing your... It's going to be squeezing to get through the kitchen door. It is a large
Sure.
door, but you're going to have to
Sure.
squeeze through with this on your back. So you scuttle down and hobble through as the door pounds again. Boom, boom, boom.
Cool.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Do I see them exit?
Not yet. You're at the side of the house. Do you want to go around to the front to keep an eye on? Although there's party, they have made their way up to
because
the door.
the party people
There
are
are
coming. I
4
want to
people
go.
standing in the entryway. They have an air of impatience about them.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's spilt. I thought it spilt on you. Sorry.
The people at the front look pretty high end. By the way, 3 of them are wearing like armor, like big, heavy duty armor, like maybe plate, maybe half plate. Hard to tell from here at a glance. And the one person is just standing there, kind of in a more live, kind of like fancy, kind of.
But
outfit.
nobody's coming to the door.
They're standing there pounding on the door, but nobody, not pounding on the door like let me in, but like knock, knock, knock.
Knowing.
Knock, knock, knock. The one guy pauses. The guy, he's wearing a kind of a black cloak that goes pretty much down to his ankles. He's the fancier of them, not wearing plate. And he kind of steps back from the door and kind of goes, do a perception check for me. DC's relatively high. Every time I say that, you roll a 3. Let's see.
Oh, thank you.
Yay! It's a 3!
Wow.
The odds of
Solid.
that happening are very slim.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I'm rolling like shite.
this is true.
So I'm just gonna continue going toward the house to see if I can find.
Do you want to loop
these-
around to the front? You're
I'm
currently
not doing
coming at
really
the
good
side.
spying.
It's about 40 feet wide from the angle you're coming at it. You're literally at the side of the house. The front of the house is probably a good close to 200 feet
There are
all
no
the way along.
windows on the side.
There are
though?
windows on that side. It looks like some kind of dining room by the look of things, right in front of you.
Because I'm trying to get a view of where they are and what they're doing.
I think I'm pretty like noticeable at this point, right? Like I'm a big black wolf.
But it's a big
But we're
enough
up
house,
top.
depending on which window she looks
Thump,
at.
thump, thump.
Yeah, she might not
Hey,
see
I'm just
anything.
running, right?
From your angle, you can see a large, fancy dining room / ballroom, and then around to the left side, from your perspective, would be towards the back of the house, or the mansion, and around to the right would be the front of the house. Which way do you want to go? You've spent
Riding horse
30
is faster.
movement getting up to the house, but you can dash if you want to.
Alright.
It's a large, imposing 3-story house, slate gray stone.
I'm gonna see if I can look in the window of the dining room.
All right, do a perception check.
See if I can see. Don't say a word.
Oh,
I swear to God, it's because he talked. You are no longer allowed to speak before I roll.
I didn't hear him speak. Are you, what?
that time I didn't, and she rolled a 19.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So
I didn't see the result.
30-20.
All right.
I gotta catch something this time.
So you're looking through, and you look through. You can see on the far side is an entrance to the ballroom. It's a wide thing, and you see a large, black-furred wolf,
Yeah.
and another slightly smaller black-furred wolf.
Shadow.
And on the
Sure.
back,
Yeah.
there appears to be some person dressed in like a kind of tartan-looking blanket. Nope, that's used to tie a person to the large wolf. And then you see the people you've been asked to shadow booking it through just past the door. Whoop, as they go past that section of the hall. That was pretty lucky, actually. So yeah, something's
All right.
going on.
Alright, I'm gonna
You still have
Go
your
in there.
Oh, wait,
find my dash.
I would say you sure, yeah.
That was my action to
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue. They're going, what?
They're going towards
Would
the
be
left
to my
side, towards the
left,
back
yeah.
of the house, yeah.
That's where I'm gonna stealthily go.
Hit him.
Alright, you start booking around the side of the house that way. Alright, next up. That was Sarah, sorry. Jamita. Sarah.
Oh, it's, isn't
You know
it-
what, we're
are we
not...
back to me again? I think
we
we're like,
don't
yeah.
have to be as strict.
I don't think so. What happened to the last Jay's turn? Did that get missed, or did I just
Oh,
not pay attention?
Because
Because that actually is relevant, because that's not part of this chase.
Darmida,
right?
oh, in a minute we'll stop initiative unless something else happens.
Yeah.
But that was Darmida, so Sarah is next, then Fenris, then Archie.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I did skip you. I'm sorry.
Did you?
Archie.
You've
You've got a lot of
knocking.
samples.
What have I want to know if I heard that.
Oh, yeah,
knocking.
you definitely hear the
Okay, so would I be able to peep out the window and well, not
Absolutely.
out the window,
But look.
part the curtain?
Yeah, you
and
part
see
the
what's
curtains, you
going on?
look down, there are 3 people in heavy armor standing right in the entrance to the thing, which is just down a bit to the left. And then
Sigils?
there's a man standing there. You would recognize the Eye of Pelor,
Yep.
Camera.
blazoned on their chest. And there's another type of... There's one... Normally it's an Eye of Pelor, it's just an eyeball inside the sun crest.
Mhm.
But this one actually does have the outline of Pelor, like the old one, except the eyes of Pelor on their armor are black. It's like a slightly different signet indicating
I'm going
Something.
to
rank of some kind.
do one more quick glance around.
Oh,
for
and you
any
see the
goodies.
the 4th person down there. Do a perception check.
Let's see what happens.
He ain't
this
so subtle.
time. 14?
You look down, and he's a man in his 30s. He's got a goatee, pretty short cropped hair, slicked back.
Definitely not as handsome as me.
No, and in fact, you're kind of checking him out to make sure, like, oh, how handsome is he? Not as handsome as you. And as you see, you notice 2 things at once. Number 1, he rolled a 1, so he is not very subtle. He just cast a spell of some kind.
Okay.
He holds it up to his, he holds a small crystal of some kind up to his eyes, and he opens them, and from your vantage point, you get a very clear look at his face and his eyes as he does so. 1 second, it's normal, kind of, standard eyes, probably blue of some kind.
Less dreamy than mine.
And the standard whites of the eyes. He blinks, and when he opens his eyes, you see black where there would normally be white, and bright red where you would normally see the color.
Is that on both, or is it the one eye?
Both eyes as he does this, and he looks around for a second. You duck back just in time as he looks around. Do a stealth check for him.
13?
His eyes kind of take in the front door. He kind of looks in a little window pane, looks up at the bedroom side, looks up at the office side, but by
I
then
do
you
that.
duck, just kind of move back a little and let the curtain fall. His eyes do not stay. It doesn't appear he's seen you.
Okay.
And then he looks back and he turns to them and mutters something to the people he's with, and they pound again.
Okay. Is the front of the house like flat, or is there any type of like awning or roof type situation?
There is a little awning. It's more of a trellis than an awning. It's not a proper. It's more for when the vines grow up around the entryway. They're kind of wrought iron along here, and then it frames, and then and it would be glass, which is pretty expensive. So,
Okay,
and so you're
so
seeing most
I
of this
am
through the glass above the
preparing-
trellis.
From where I am. Okay.
Oh, after
How
a few
far
seconds.
is it to quick to like sort of?
Oh, sorry,
Can
go
I, using my dash because I haven't really moved yet? Can I go? Just peek over the stairs where they are and then run back to the window because I would like to prepare to go out.
That's
the
a
window.
very dandy thing to
That's
do.
very dandy.
Yeah.
So yes, you absolutely do that. But as you look back, the guy whose eyes are still the strange color, they've stayed that strange color. Currently, that's the case.
Okay. But do I see anything that my crew is doing?
You see them just disappear down the kitchen
Okay.
hall.
So I would
You
like
can
to
definitely
actually
hear
go
that.
back, and I am going to prepare to go out the window
Okay.
and follow those guys in from behind if need be.
All right. Nice. So you unlatch the window.
Yeah, I unlatch the window, and while I'm waiting, is there any goodies? Any more goodies?
Sure. Make a perception check. And a percentile check. All right, I'll do that.
My total perception is 13.
You just like glance around the place, and then you're like above the mantle. You do a double take. There's a nice sword mounted above the mantle.
Is it a rapier?
Is it a rapier?
Of course it is. What else would it be?
Do me a favor. You roll a perception, a percentile check.
A percentile, so I
I'm
need
gonna say
2d10,
rapiers are
right?
relatively uncommon. Let's say 25% or better. Or lower. Yeah, 25 or lower.
45.
Okay, it is a longsword,
Longsword.
but it's
Well-
a nice one, and it looks not
Is
just
it
ornamental.
in
It's not in
sheath?
glass. It's in a sheath. Well, actually, no. There is a sheath on the mantle,
Okay,
on
so
the actual mantle, and this is mounted above.
in the sheath. Yeah. On
Keep
the
it
back.
for later. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. You sling it,
Yep.
and that's your turn. All right. Meanwhile, you guys have gotten to the back. The
Great.
butler is face down as you go by. Are you going to do anything with him, or just leave him there?
Well, it's his turn.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm.
We can get time to
Did,
why me with
did
it. now, if
Fenris
you want.
get on, or are you just running beside or something?
I'm
'Cause
assuming.
I'm
you
happy to like seed
I'd likely get on
my-
with him.
Yeah, I think that's the best
The
way of
wolf
doing
can
it.
keep up with you, basically.
Here's the thing:
Sure.
you're gonna want to wait to get out of the house, otherwise you're gonna be like.
Yeah, like
slamming
I'd wait.
against the door.
I'd get on
The
you
thing
outside.
is, like, if normally if you mount a creature, then you just use its movement instead of yours. And I think I'm just gonna like cede my movement to Fenris's turn, so I don't have to like. I'm just running, right?
Yeah.
So just control me like a mount and don't like worry about.
That's fair, but
Stuff like that?
essentially because of the door frames, he can't ride you in here without a lot of trouble.
Like I would
so
wait for him to get out.
you guys get into the kitchen. It's a
Sure.
pretty large, sprawling kitchen. Double fireplace on the left side. There is a cook who's standing there, kind of looking really nervous, and they've heard something. So they come around, and as you turn the corner, it does the cook does a double take and grabs a big chef's knife and kind of backs away from the many wolves. There is a back door from here.
Great.
But you're not entirely certain where it goes, whether it's outside or
Smash
further.
through it.
All right, you smash through.
I'm the juggernaut.
You end up in a sitting room, like almost like a back deck sort of thing.
Oh,
but
yeah, it's got like a
enclosed.
nice like glass
Yeah,
wall.
nice glass
Just-
wall overlooking the overlooking
there.
the river. It stretches almost the length of the house.
Okay.
It's about half the length, but it's centered.
Can I do some shifting on the fly?
Mhm.
Can I be all fancy?
Yeah, dude.
Because since I'm a moon druid, I can shift into something as a bonus action. Now,
Yeah.
technically, the rule is shifting out is also a bonus action. So you can let me go jump, shift out, shift in.
Sure.
Let's do it. I'm
What do you
gonna
wanna do?
I'm gonna switch form. I'm gonna jump through a window and switch into a giant octopus.
No, just so you know, there is yards. When I say overlooking, I mean
Come on.
There's a yard.
It's,
I didn't think there'd be
it's
a yard.
Good, it's a good 30.
Okay, then I won't do that.
Oh, that would be
Fine.
amazing. I want an octopus on the backyard on the
Wow.
grass being like,
No!
yeah.
Why did I change
No,
it?
sorry, I will describe it a little bit better. It's probably a good 30 feet. before it.
All right, cool. I smashed through the thing. It's
beautiful,
fine. Whatever.
Beautiful garden, and then there's a bit of a hill down. Actually, not just a bit. There's quite a steep hill going down. There is some stairs doing a switch back down to what looks like a dock.
Okay.
And
I was just gonna jump straight into the water, but okay.
Right. See, I am hoping there's a boat there.
You definitely can smash through the window.
I thought
no
it went
problem.
right up to the waterfront because that's
No, I'm sorry.
A rowboat or something.
Yeah, a boat would be
No,
better.
if it was right over the waterfront, Johannes would have just shattered the back wall.
right, exactly.
All
right, cool. So I
which
smashed
he
through.
avoids doing, and he's trying to play subtle. And then you smash through.
Yeah.
Oh, I smashed right through it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be definitely here.
You hear that.
Yeah.
So do the people outside as you're waiting for them to go.
Yep.
You see them suddenly go.
You would deny me an
I
action
hear-
sequence
I
though,
probably-
where I jump
You
through
come
and
around
then you
as you
have
see
like
this giant wolf smash through the back trellis area or glass sunroom and out onto the porch. You land, do a couple of feet, and you're right at the edge of that drop down the stairs to the lake before you stop your movement there, Sarah.
Okay.
You are peeking around the side. You see all of this go down, and you're just like, "Eh."
Yeah.
Archie, inside, you've definitely heard the shatter, and so did the people outside.
I'm
And
gonna wait for them to make their move.
okay, what are you doing? We're getting a little timey-wimey with this.
Timey-wimey?
Not necessarily initiative. We're
Yeah, so
loosey-goosey.
basically, as soon as he breaks through with the magistrate on him,
Yep.
I'm going to catch up and jump on behind him, like basically secure the magistrate.
All right.
With the shadow wolf, and hey, deal.
yeah. Let's go.
All right. Just a point of order. You smashed through a bunch of glass, so you did take a little bit of HP damage.
Sure,
So
yeah.
you took 3.
Okay.
And you
I guess I'll
rolled
write it down. Just like
My
to
wolf
be
is temporary.
polite.
Yeah, your wolf's fine. In fact, after the big one goes through, your wolf wisely just hops through the hole. All right.
Still holding on to the gun.
Ironically,
So have I caught up to them?
you are within 30 feet of them. Yeah. They would. You did interact with them. They would probably recognize you at sight, just so you know.
Okay.
I don't know if you were friendly enough to let them know your name, but they did spend the night partying with the rest of the brigands. Alright, so you hop on. Those people on the outside, when they hear the smash, the guy blinks again and his eyes go back to normal, and he looks at his 3 companions and just motions towards the door, and they just poof. It takes them 2 or 3 kicks, but after the third kick, door opens up, and the 3 of them just 3 big guys
You're
pile
heading
in.
toward the.
The live one, the more rich
Huh?
kind of person in charge, kind of,
Oh, you're heading toward the river.
Readies
or
himself?
The forest.
and you swear to God, you see a mouthful of fangs for a second,
Okay.
licks them, and then they're back to normal again.
Okay.
And then he walks in
One of
as
those
though he owns
lizard
the place.
people, conspiracy people.
Possibly. He walks in like he owns the place. You pop the window
Yeah.
and do an athletics check to
I'm
find
waiting
out, or
to see,
acrobatics.
like, as they go in, I will stealthily go down and
Absolutely.
stealthily follow them.
Acrobatics or
See,
athletics.
I was
and a stealth check.
picturing me jumping through and you jumping off and landing, and then we both all together fall in the river. But I guess that just doesn't happen.
Unfortunately,
Todd hates action sequences.
I
Is what
do.
I've learned.
I'm just drawing this out.
Athletics or
How much y'all
acrobatics?
do have?
Either one.
Okay,
Maybe
acrobatics.
that's good.
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Nice. You. Stealth.
13.
All right. Whoa. You knock over a potted plant. Anyway, so you can follow them
I'm
in.
kind of like
So
Try to be
he
stealthy, but it's like
and
jingle,
the
jingle.
magistrate or no,
Jingle,
3 of
jingle,
you
jingle.
are on top of him.
jingle, 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 jingle,
he's
jingle.
behind the magistrate.
Like
There's a magistrate.
the magistrate and me are on his back, and the wolf's by our side, still holding on.
And what about?
I'm gonna
Johannes is
say
following.
Johannes did he after the guy was mounted, he's hung back a little bit. You glance back in time. Well, you probably don't know this. You glance back. He walked back towards the entrance to the kitchen for some reason.
Are you honest?
Oh, great.
You gonna start killing people?
Yeah.
You know what? Let him have his fun.
And that's why you're morally ambiguous.
I didn't see it. I think.
What fun?
What fun?
Yeah. After a little while,
Okay.
he'll catch up. He says. All right.
So then,
all right. What do you?
I'll hold them
I will
off.
catch up to them.
Okay. From the
And
left
is
side, you suddenly
there-
see a figure in a dark cloak
Oh,
coming,
sorry.
running along, and it takes you a second, and then you recognize her.
Yes.
I don't know if you know her name, but you've seen her before.
Oh, just like because she was one of the people that we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hung out.
What do you
with
look
her-
like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're only an hour in.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the first time we've met each other. Come on.
What do they see? What do we freaky wolf eyes see when you come around the corner?
They're freaky wolf eyes. Yeah, so you see a probably 6 foot tall female running toward you. I have a cloak on, but you can see that it's kind of puffed up a little bit in back, as if, you know, there was like something
gotta pop the collar.
under
Got it.
there. No, no, it's actually like
Covering something. Got it.
it's covering
She's got her
something.
backpack on underneath.
It looks like, yeah.
Covering her wings. Got it. Now I got it.
Full day. Full day.
No, right now it's dark.
It's dark.
It's
So
dark
yeah,
Yeah.
it just looks like backpack. And I'm in all black leather, and I am just puffing towards you. And while I am,
You do recognize her from the night you spent partying with the brigands.
Okay, so we're not trying to hold her,
Drop her.
I don't know. Maybe we probably should anyway. Like that's aggressive movement.
She is clearly
running at us with full intent.
She was definitely there when Sarah was talking with you.
And I'm
You're
gonna-
like, you do the double take, and then you're like,
She's a traitor. I understand what you're telling me.
Okay.
I get it.
I will.
the wolves start
I
to
will-
growl as you approach.
Am I close enough to whisper, like loud whisper?
You could talk quietly, but a whisper probably wouldn't care.
I'll talk quietly, and I'll be like,
What? No telepathy in this character?
"No,
Nice.
sorry, no,
All right, what do you
no
say as you
telepathy."
Never trust someone with telepathy.
I love her. I will say,
Or always.
"Can you make room for me on there?" And I start to jump and cast without a trace.
Ooh, nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So, as she runs towards your pass without a trace, what is that going to look like? Is it kind of blending with the leaves or shadows or what?
Shadows.
It's like she
dark.
runs up with she grabs
A
the
cloak.
darkness and just pulls it up and over all of you as she clambers on the back of the wolf. The wolf is now full with
Okay.
3 people
I
on
mean,
the back.
I tell her to kind of sit behind me
The wolf is full.
and grab on the waist, right?
That
And
might be
then
the
I'm gonna do a little bit of math.
that might be
Yeah.
the episode name.
the magistrate is probably slung over like
Yeah.
the front.
Yeah.
I'm
Right
behind
behind
him, and
him.
then she jumps right behind me
Yeah.
and grabs onto me.
Pretty much.
Wolf is now full though.
Wolf is now.
Yeah, probably. I just did a little weight check on how much I can carry.
But
probably
I-
full. Yeah.
He's not a light magistrate. He's
No.
been eaten
We've
for a while.
established that
Yeah.
chubby.
He is a chub.
And Archie
You're
would get
hauling the
He's a
bag.
two
chew.
suits
Yeah.
strong.
But you are a dire wolf, so
I can hold 510 pounds. So
He's about
I'm
4
like right there.
And there are 2 dire wolves pulling it.
that's true.
all right.
They're all going to be like,
Your wolf
there's a
is
meal in
kind of
this.
running alongside more than actually doing any lifting, but it's helping where it can, like nipping at the heels and making sure nothing falls.
Sure.
All right, you guys
To
are
the river.
Yeah, to the river. Okay, you guys.
Well, if his wolf can hold me, I'll get on his wolf.
I don't
Because
think
at
it's
least
that big.
It's medium.
Okay.
Medium
Yeah,
size.
it's a
Then
big
no.
wolf, but like,
But it has the stats of a dire wolf.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a mammoth per se.
Yeah.
Just as
Archie-
long as I can keep up with
It
them,
also looks
so
very.
that
It also looks like
they're
it's made out
within
of shadow.
my.
Yeah.
Archie,
Yeah.
you're about to. You've heard the smashing. You've checked these guys. They are fanning out inside and looking around. The lead guy, the one who's
And he
not in
just
armor,
walked in.
is walking through the room, just taking stock. Looks forward and points towards the kitchen. 2 of the guards go running towards the kitchen. One of them
Snick,
stays
snick,
right
there.
by his side. You're glancing through. You see the butler face down in the kitchen. Wait, no, he doesn't have a head.
The butler is in the upstairs. It would be the cook.
No, the butler.
Oh, the butler.
The one you held person?
Yeah, up on the stairs.
Well, no, he was in the entry to the kitchen.
Oh, he's
That's
in
where
the
he
entry to the
cleaned
kitchen.
He
I
fell
see.
down. You guys all walked
Oh,
over
yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
And Johannes went back
I see.
to finish up.
Okay.
No loose ends.
To clean up.
Yeah.
Right.
You do not see anyone else except these people in the body, and you duck back just in time as the
Okay.
guard who's with the rich dude looks back and rolls a crit fail on his perception check to look at you, and you're just like, whoop.
do I know that there is like a river out back?
Yeah.
We talked about it, when
And
last
I'm
session, so yeah.
assuming that I might have sort of an idea of what's going on.
You're pretty sure
You
your
can
body
hear
left
very
that
much
way.
my trajectory, right? Like,
So I'm
it's
going
loud.
to go back to their ride and jump on and
To their
start
carriage.
following the river on
Now,
the road. on the
your
side.
group did not come with a carriage, but there is a carriage
Yeah, their
at the
carriage,
front.
that guy.
So you go walking around like you
You're gonna
own the
take their
freaking
carriage.
thing. There
Hey, carriages
is a
are worth money.
driver and a guard.
I'm like, let's go, boys! Yeah!
all right, do a deception check.
On the
Because
horses?
there's on their horses. Wait,
On the
hold
guards.
Let me
Hold on,
clarify.
hold on, hold
Are you
on.
walking up to the rich carriage that is parked at the front of the house?
With the guards.
There's
Oh,
a
there's
guard
still
and a
guards
driver.
there? Oh,
There is
okay,
a guard
guard
and a
and
driver. But you
You
could
push
just
him in the
walk
floor,
up
drive.
and try to calm him if you want to, or you can try to avoid them. You came here on foot.
Right,
I just do love the image of you just pushing the driver off the seat. He falls on the ground and drives
love
away.
it.
totally something of that nature.
I
Because I'm looking
totally
at that ride,
see
I'm
that.
like, gold hub wheels. I'm like, that's a mahogany carriage
Yeah,
right
it is
there.
a beautiful black
And those
carriage.
horses alone are worth like
Shiny.
500 gold each with all their tech.
All right.
Yeah, I
There
can
are two
totally
people
see
there.
this.
There's a guard waiting with the ride, and there is a driver. How do you want to get around them?
I'm gonna run up to them and be like, the magistrates! He's been kidnapped! God, go in and help them!
Deception check, please, sir.
9.
Oh, 9 total? Oh.
But it's enough.
Nope.
Step away from the carriage.
Shing! One-on-one duel.
Nice. And
How about you, Hind?
the driver's just looking at what's
This
going on.
is exactly how he does it too. He's got like his hanky in his hand, he takes out his rapier and he just like draws a little line in the sand in front of him and he's just like...
All right.
You're like me. We both. Well, no, you can't use shields. Never mind.
I'm gonna
It's
say
be
you're
like
waiting for him to go,
not using a shield.
or are you gonna take the initiative to?
Oh, if I can stab
Well,
him then
I
yeah.
think he's gonna. Yeah, actually, his was to threaten you off. So, what's your dex?
What's my dex?
Yeah.
Is just like my raw dex is 18.
Where's my monster manual?
Wow.
Are you doing initiative
it's
off?
fine.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm
Because
just figuring
I
have to
think
go
that
first. I think you win.
Jay's got some panache that
I
he
think
could.
that has
you know.
plenty of panache.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah.
Also, my wig comes off.
Oh yeah,
Drops to the ground. He's no longer Archibald, he's Archie.
Archie.
And he starts,
Archie.
he rolls up like his frilly sleeves and he's got like very bulbous forearms with veins like pouring up.
All right.
And he's like,
Alright.
Okay.
fucka, let's dance.
And the guy's like,
Hey,
he
you
probably would
wanna
have got the
watch
drop
this?
on you, but he was just like so surprised as this dandy transforms into this like closed crop.
He had
Like
that's
pit
a
fighter.
very close
Just a
character.
frickin' Street Fighter underneath this dandy's mop. Alright, go ahead and you get to go
Nice.
first.
Alright, so
Archie's
because I'm
really
dueling
good.
one-on-one, I get my sneak attack damage.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
If you
Oh, I will be hitting him.
You guys, meanwhile, pounce
What do you-
2 pounces down. You're at the river
Oh,
looking
fuck.
for a boat.
You're not
Sweet.
eating him.
Yeah. 10.
10.
Yep.
He is ready for you as you come lunging forward. He takes his sword and clacks it against he scoops up his shield, and as you come in, good thing he did because he gets it up just in time, and it hits the shield. All right, he's going to counter you and rolls a 3, which brings it to. Does a 6 hit your AC?
No.
I mean, that's what makes
So-
a good sword fight, right?
Yep.
Ting
He just
ting.
turns his, Archibald turns his hand sideways and his blade just comes running up this way and he's just like,
Lines up for the ripoff.
oh, he actually doesn't even have his lace anymore.
Yeah, he just drops it on.
Yeah, no, because
He
has
puts it
his
down
offhand
and then
is
the
ready.
wig.
His offhand is ready for like
Yeah.
punching the guy in the face.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, your turn again.
My turn? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do this for a few rounds.
I like it.
so we
I
get
like
some
it.
circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
We're in chase mode. It's
You're in
fine.
chase.
Oh,
Well,
that's gonna be.
we're hidden.
We're not like fighting
16?
right now.
16 hits.
Okay, so 1.
You do have
6.
advantage. No, advantage? No, but you can
You
do
just have
sneak
sneak
attack.
attack.
Yep,
Right.
yep, yep. So that's 5, 8, 9, 12, 17
Dude.
damage.
So he comes in to like smash you with his longsword. You deflect it and just do this, and then just right in the face.
Okay, right through his eye.
It pokes out the back of his
And
skull.
he's like
Oh, wow.
hanging out the end of my rapier, I look at the driver and I'm like, I told you would want to watch this. Now you're gonna want to go.
The driver just jumps down, running away. I want to
Quick
make
little frisk on his pocket.
it. You're like, absolutely. Okay, you find a pouch. You can inspect it later. He's got a long sword and a heavy shield and chainmail.
Don't you already have a long
Just-
sword?
Or sorry, change shirt.
Quickly toss it in the back. The long sword and the shield. I'm just gonna quickly just hurl it in the back.
Oh, he does have a guard's like color
He's dead.
tunic. He's done. Just you check the whole body in. Okay.
And then I just kind of lean him up against the side like he's somebody who's had a bit too much to drink.
All right. You close the thing. You
And
hop
I'm
up
like,
on your carriage.
they'll be going that way, and I just like,
Yeah.
That was all
Just out of
handled
my-
so damn fast. By the way, he only had 11 hit points.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And you
wow.
just right
that's
to the
exactly what
face.
it was like. I
The way
went
it
for
should
him,
be,
he
yeah.
deked, he went for me, his
Oh,
blade
it's
went
the
this
standard,
way,
like,
I scooped under and just
exchange
like,
a
Wow.
kept it in
Yeah.
right in his
Ting,
eye.
ting.
You exchange the point and boom. So he's
11
done.
hit
And you
points.
have yourself a nice little wagon. Do an animal handling check for me just to
Well,
see.
this is not going to be pretty.
All right, girls. let's
Horses go!
go.
15.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Easy.
He had like,
You pick up
when he
your
was searching,
weight.
it was like alcohol. It was like he had a 5, he was searching for shit, he got a 6 because the alcohol kicked in. Then he got a 4 because then the alcohol really kicked in. And then all the rest happened.
Nice. All right, you go ahead and turn the wagon, and off you go.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, down there,
What do we see by the river?
you see a what can only amount to a pleasure craft.
Wow.
It's kind of a dining barge.
Sure.
It's usually used with oars down below. It's got 2 decks. So there's a deck, and then down below is where the oars are used, and the servants would normally row. There's about 5 oars on each side, and a kind of a raised up section at the back. It does not have a sail, although it does have a mast on which there is a large canopy for shade. It is for entertainment. And that
Sure.
appears there is also a rowboat. It's about 10 feet. Which one would you like? Or you can go along the edge of the river, but it
It
is
could be a dolphin engine.
pretty deep here. And there's definitely lanterns kind of positioned out on here.
I say you, we put a rope around you and you're
Like
big
pull a
enough
boat?
that you
Ooh,
can
I like
pull it.
that. That sounds
Be like
fun.
an orca.
Now,
Can't be an orca.
judging
I
by
think
your
you can
numbers, judging by your numbers, you would fit in the rowboat, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, that's
Especially
why
when
I'm
it's
saying
fatty
you
in
can
the-
swim.
Well, hold on a
She's
second.
huge.
The magistrate is big,
And then it's just the 2 of us, and then
and Johannes.
No, he's all, isn't he all the way back?
You look up and see him running down the stairs,
Okay.
following.
Okay.
Rowboat.
he
Leave out
decided
Archibald's
to-
like,
to-
why
He's
not
not
take so
staying
much
there.
room?
He just killed a few people.
Why don't we take
on
the
that.
big one?
Oh, okay.
Too slow.
Okay. I don't know enough about boats, I guess.
Yeah, it's like this big pleasure craft. Like,
You go running out onto the
no.
dock for the pleasure craft, and they're all pointing at the little one. You
Rowboat. Inconspicuous. Let's go.
Sure.
all right.
But it's a great idea.
And
like,
I'm
if
gonna
you-
leave up the
Because I think
house
like
without trace.
right. Because I think the 3 of us like basically sit on the big guy just in the rowboat, and he pulls us
Sure.
from.
Yeah.
You do want me to jump in the water, though.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Do your octopus thing. Or
Yeah, I'll have
whatever
to
you
swap
want.
forms.
Or,
But I can do
big
that.
fish.
All right.
something.
So
you
we
jump
should
in-
talk about that, right? Because druid forms are,
Yeah,
heck,
you-
you're not supposed to see
you don't have to
things
go
first.
instantly from one to the next. You
Oh
can
yeah,
come out.
I was only doing that to be
Solid
cool.
that game.
So yeah, no, I just want to establish. Octopus is cool because that's
Whatever,
okay.
whatever you want to pull the rowboat.
It would have to
Because
be.
like I don't spend a lot of time by the sea, I assume. So,
Yeah.
but, yeah.
I mean, you've seen octopuses for sure. I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah,
an
I got
octopus would be
rope.
able to pull those.
Yeah.
It might not be big.
Well, the stats I'm looking at very least have 17 strength. If that's good.
That must be a big octopus.
yeah,
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you could stay as a direwolf and just pull it.
Yeah, I could do
Body
that.
paddle.
Yeah, it would be half speed, but yeah.
That's 50 speed.
Yeah, but I mean the octopus itself is 60 swim, right?
I see.
So
Okay.
pretty good, right?
If you want to become a large octopus,
yeah.
not like large, but
it would be large size.
medium
Yeah,
size.
large size.
Oh, it's large size.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is this
Oh, large
okay?
octopus.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I don't spend a
You
ton
just
of time at
wow,
sea,
you
right?
Nemo'd this guy. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
All right,
But yeah, no, I just want to know because
Okay.
For
So-
storyline.
The-
yeah, awesome. Because there
You
are
give a
some,
nod
like,
and
outside of Monster Massive, I
leave.
believe do, but yeah.
and hit the water, and then
Oh yeah.
turn into this octopus as these. It's just this little splash of dark water, and
Well, like
then up
I
come
transform
these tentacles.
from the
So-
wolf into me, this like black dress,
Yeah.
and then I dive in, and the black dress like extends into
Yeah.
this like black.
There's like a long
Yeah.
In fact,
paw.
you don't even need a rope.
Might
'cause
even
your
be like a-
back
yeah.
2 legs just.
Okay. So we
Might
don't
even be like a
need the
black
rope?
slit or something because there's no stats difference, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
it's
lay out some
large.
ink before you go.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's just black
just
water.
to be cool.
Yeah, nice. Well, it also might help and stuff.
All
in
right,
some
you guys
way.
hop in the boat.
Well, we're
Johannes
already
is
covered.
hustling to catch up with you guys at the top of the stairs. As you guys are at the bottom, as Johannes gets into the boat, at the top of the stairs leading down, you see 2 people in armor coming up. Their weapons are drawn, large great swords.
Cool.
Actually, sorry, regular long swords.
Great.
And they look down. Do a stealth check just to see how easy it is to spot you, and you are +10.
Yeah.
So we're just all doing stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Somebody,
Do we all do
you mind
stuff?
rolling for Johannes? Jay?
What am I rolling?
Just a d20 is stealth, and he's going to be proficient. So add like 6.
6, 12,
Okay. And add 10 to that.
I got
22.
22.
18 plus 7 plus 10.
I didn't roll great, but I got that +10.
Wow. What's your total? Oh, you're in the water too. Roll with advantage.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you say so.
Rolling stealth?
That is a better roll.
It's inky water.
So the die is a 10. So that's 20 with the passive ed trace. Also, Octopi are good at this.
Yeah.
They
So
have
I'm gonna say
they're
that's
actually
like
trained in.
+5
They
or
have
something.
+5. Yeah.
17.
So 25.
Yeah.
Nice.
17 plus 10. 17.
Oh, 17 total.
That's pretty good.
All right, Johannes. Oh, how did he do?
I would say.
I mean, to be fair, there is a boat moving, so
You
they're
guys-
gonna see that.
But they
No, they will
The
not.
first guy looks over at
it's
the
a
big,
boat. Like,
Well,
at the big
it's
boat, and he's
shadowed,
like,
though.
"Where are they?"
sure, it
is
is
night,
dark.
yeah.
It
I
is
thought I
dark.
saw him come this way. And the other guy, they start pounding
many
down the
moons
stairs,
on
and then
this
the one
world?
guy glances just out of the corner of his eye at the rowboat, just kind of tucked away in the corner, unobtrusive as it starts to pull away from the dock. And he kind of does the stop and almost tumbles and grabs at his friend and is like, "Ugh," and starts pointing over at you guys. You are now a good 20 feet away from the shore at this point, and they're like,
So do they see us in the rowboat?
they have seen that the boat. There is a boat moving that way. They might not see individuals, but they see that. Actually, to be honest, they see you.
Well, wouldn't,
Okay.
They see it.
It was yours
the
that
boat, though, be somewhat obscured
in shadow. Absolutely, but
Dark.
he only got a 17, even with the +10.
So maybe it's
And
like
they
sound
rolled
or
18.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
They managed to see you.
Okay.
The one
Fair
guy
enough.
did and pointed out.
Got it.
They start running to the dock, but they don't have any ranged weapons on them, and they're just looking and shouting after you guys
Yeah.
as you pull away.
That's fine.
Archie.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Trotting on.
Okay, you get to the gate. There's a gate guard there who's, again, kind of dancing back and forth from foot to foot.
Yeah, and just like, open the gate, please.
Deception check, please.
11.
Hey, weren't there more people on your wagon last time?
Come here, and I'll tell you a little secret.
I don't know if I like you.
Oh.
Are you going to open the gate?
No.
Can I do an intimidation check?
Yes, you can.
You are going to open the gate, 19.
I am going to open the gate. That was a natural one. And that thing he's been bouncing from foot to foot, holding in. He's just like, oh.
Archie's
As
like,
he lets go, he's already on the edge.
I
And
figured.
oh, it is bad. Nice handkerchief. He just shites himself all over
He's
that
back to
gatehouse.
Archibald now. So.
And he's just
Yeah,
like,
he's got
oh,
his-
and he goes running around the back of the gatehouse as you just, you're like, okay. Onto the gate. You have successfully stolen your high-end wagon.
Yeah, no, this is great. Yeah.
All right, where would you like to go?
Back to our rendezvous point
Sure.
where we were taking the magistrate.
You did.
Well, we're not going back into town. We're
Oh, you mean like back into where Sarah was?
That's we were getting the magistrate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That makes sense.
Well, you're
Right.
basically.
So you're heading out of town.
Yeah,
Back to the
All
All
like.
right, so you're heading out of town.
back to where they're taking the magistrate.
Which
Sure.
is in the forest with the bandits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to get through a gated city gate. They are probably gonna take a good look at the wagon, at the carriage. on the
What
way
gate
through.
did they just go through?
that was the gate to the manor.
Oh, it was the manor itself. Okay, that makes
Now
sense.
he's in the manor.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Now he's in the city. You can go pretty much anywhere other than the city. I don't think anybody's going to challenge you because it looks all official and you look enough, fancy enough that you could be a fancy driver.
Yeah. So I'm just going to head on out.
All right, it will involve.
I won't stop for a drink.
But
You brought your own.
Tempting. Yes, true enough.
All right, so you head on out. We'll get to getting through the guards and the city guard in a few minutes with you. You guys, where are you going to head? You can go upriver or downriver.
Well, I believe
The correct way, whichever way that is.
the way
Come
back.
on.
To
The way back is actually downriver, and you
Okay.
could go one of two ways as it forks.
Okay.
Do a history check or a nature check. Anybody. Or multiple people.
I guess I'm probably driving, and I probably know the
It's
area.
a plot point.
Okay.
Because, I'm starting to just kind of flash events of when I was young, and my parents, they obviously didn't really like this place, but they
Tended to avoid it as
They
much as
did,
possible.
but they spoke of a fork in the river, and how when they wanted to get around the town, they would use the smugglers run.
I was wondering if that was going to come up.
And that's exactly what it is. There's one side where all the trade and all the pleasure craft usually go. Then there's a part off to the left where the rapids flow.
I'm going to die in the rapids.
And I will then the one that's more dangerous is the smugglers run. They won't look for us there.
All right.
Great.
Anybody want to do a survival check? And or
I mean, I am literally in the river, yeah.
So do an athletics check.
Athletics?
If-
Okay.
I'm proficient
Sure.
in survival.
Sure, roll it up.
Are you like +5?
Is anyone proficient
No.
in watercraft?
+4.
I don't think you need to be
Okay.
necessarily because you're being told by your octopi friend.
Yeah, I would argue that I should roll like a survival or something. Just
Sure,
like
survival
me
or athletics.
managing through this whole situation.
Yeah, I can.
But I could do an
I can
athletics in
assist you.
addition. I'll have to take a look at.
It's going to assist me steering the boat.
I think I just get my
He's gonna
strength bonus.
Try not to drown.
Sure, you are not proficient in watercraft, but that's okay. You're still getting advantage. You just don't get to add your proficiency bonus.
Oh, okay.
And let's call it your choice, Dex or Wisdom.
Good boy. Sick.
And what are they?
That's the sound of the rapids. No, it's not immediately into rapids. It's more just a slightly faster pace on the left. And there is signage saying danger, rough water ahead at one point.
Okay, so you want athletics and a survival? Or just
Yeah.
one?
Either, your choice.
Your choice.
I would prefer to do survival.
Okay.
Cool. That is low. That is a 9 total.
She's assisting. You have advantage.
Oh, I have advantage? Okay.
Assuming you're assisting.
And that is another 4 and a 9 total.
It's over several minutes.
I rolled the same thing twice, so it's fine. I
We're
got a
going
9
around a
total.
lot tonight.
9 total.
Yeah, no, it's the second time I've rolled twice.
All right.
Same thing twice. And
So,
I have two.
when they said
Double
the river
threes.
forks, what they
Yeah.
mean is near the town. At the edge of the town, it kind of goes on either side, and there's bridges over. And then there's kind of the outskirts where the Nos Hamlet. Don't forget to name our stuff, Internet. You can always name our stuff. So that's on the far side of the river, on the kind of islandy section in the middle. And then the river has forked at this point, and down to the left, it's rapids and narrow and steep walls. By
like
narrow,
Mom
I
and
mean
Dad
about
used to
50.
say.
Exactly. You'd have to be a special kind of crazy to try and get up this. It is possible at certain times.
Cool.
Not during a heavy rain, but at other times it's slow enough moving. You could go the other way, but you'd have to be good.
So if I was paying enough attention, I'm going to get beaten up, but the boat's okay? Because you're like making sure it doesn't get roughed up, is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
So as you're going through, and
I
you're
can take some
swimming,
damage. I'm okay
you
with that.
bash into some rocks as you go. I'm just going to. I'm going to make you do a Dex save.
Okay, sure. How Dexy is an octopus? Not terrible. That is an 8, so 9 total.
9
unless
total.
I have a save, I doubt it. Basically, nothing has save proficiencies. No, I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so you do get bashed
Yep, I'll
around a
take some
little bit
damage.
in some unexpected currents.
fine.
They managed to keep the rowboat off, and
Yeah.
so do you.
I take the brunt of it.
But yeah, exactly. You take 7 damage.
Totally fine. I have 57 health.
Oh yeah.
So
you are.
I'm feeling
Oh,
fine.
you're fine?
Yeah.
All right, so you are going off down the river, and Archibald, you are making your way out of town. After about
Are we in darkness now?
Yeah, it's definitely nighttime.
So do we notice that she's now invisible?
Are you legitimately invisible in the dark? Or
That's
do you
true.
have to activate that?
No, it just is a thing, I think.
Thing.
Is it a thing?
It's a part of your ranger, Flame Stalker.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
All right, you especially pick up on this.
Is that the dress?
Yes, actually, it's invisible to us because
Because
we
we're
use
using
dark
dark
vision,
vision.
but it wouldn't be invisible to anyone else.
Yeah, and because this is the weird thing.
It's a very weird ability.
So I have 60 feet, and then...
I'm talking about your dark vision, your invisibility thing.
Yeah. So you pick up on this because very little escapes your sight.
Yes.
Either of you being so close to the Shadowfell and so in tune with
Yes.
darkness. It's odd when you look back and the seat is empty.
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed because I'm not like.
Yeah,
paying
you're a
attention
little
to
busy
that.
in the water.
But yeah,
You sense that she's there, like the breathing and all that, but like you can't see her.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Wow.
it's like
And
she's actually.
you don't
dark.
always
still
have
feel
to do that.
me.
You can.
Yeah, we're so close that we can hear you breathing. and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot, but like we don't see you. We're like, oh, and that's a first.
Yeah, that's very odd for you. All right, so you guys are escaping by river. In about 5 minutes or so, you've cleared most of the city. You're coming up on that little hamlet where you exploded the inn in the first place.
Yeah. that happened.
And this is where we're going to just take a little break.
Cool.
Or perhaps an episode pause if I decide to cut this in half.
Right.
So, thanks very much for watching, everybody. We will be back
Maybe.
with more morally ambiguous or ambiguously wrong in a minute.
All right.
That is up tonight.
God damn, my headache will not go away.
Aspirin.
Headachy back.
And I guess we'll do this one just in case.
Yeah.
Blinky, blinky.
We're
And
back.
We are back.
We're back.
So let's just we got about a 15-20 minutes as we need, I think. Don't think they're going to kick us out of here. From a lovely place in Street House.
Nice.
You guys
Good.
have made good your escape. I do want to just wrap up how Jay's going to get out of the city.
Great.
So, what's the plan?
I'm just gonna ride out.
As you're kind of sifting through, you pull over at one point to kind of just rifle through and check what you got.
Yeah. I can kind of like, it's like
Rummage.
so I'm like, as I'm riding, I can kind of lay it on the seat next to me. You know.
Yeah, so you go through. You definitely have some of the magistrate's papers.
Is there zigzags?
Sure. And no, but you definitely
And
get
what's in that guy's pouch?
some coins. Oh, from that guy's pouch, you see an emblem. Go ahead and roll either religion or history.
Oh, they're the same. 5. I don't mind low rolls on that shit.
It's
Yeah.
pretty.
I'm like, it's shiny.
It looks. Yeah, it's similar to the armor where it's got a base relief of a sun crest and a silhouette with black eyes inside. It probably means something.
Yeah, I'm stuffing it.
I don't need to know what this is. That's what appraisers are for.
Yeah.
Other
I
than
just
that,
know it's money.
it is definitely
It's green.
This is not the kind of. This is not a taxi. This is a person's private coach.
Yeah.
Nice. Stole their private coach.
Yeah.
They're not
Well,
going to be looking for
It's my private coach now.
All right, so
and that is why we are morally ambiguous.
you're heading up to the south
Yeah.
entrance. Or sorry, the
stealing
No,
for
the
the
north
sake of
exit.
stealing.
of the city. So you're coming up on. There's the large,
It's late at
imposing.
night.
It is pretty late. It's coming up on around 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's definitely past dark.
Okay.
The gates are currently closed, as is you. Actually, no, they are open, but there are guards on either side at the guardhouse, and there's not a lot of traffic. There's maybe one more wagon in front that looks like some kind of farmer making his way out of town. As you get up to the guard in the entryway who comes walking out with his hand, you can tell there are eyes on him, even though you don't necessarily see from where exactly. It is a well-watched gate, pretty standard. Doesn't seem like anyone's on any kind of major alert yet.
Yep. So I say, he's been drinking, and I'm the designated driver. Tally ho!
I'm going to get you to do a deception check for me.
22.
Nice. Very responsible of you, sir. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, hold on. Wrong guard voice.
That's a good thing. You're a responsible being. Thank you.
And then
And
take out
remember,
that,
don't drink and drive.
I'm gonna take that expensive bottle of liquor out and he's had enough. Here's one for you and the boys.
Oh, hi ho. This is Kermit the Guard. Thank you. And you have a wonderful day, sir. Bye.
Yeah, he's a recurring character. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
That's
so
awesome.
you get out of the town and you start making your way back to the forest. I'm going to make you do a survival check so you don't get lost in the forest. And meanwhile, you guys
Just let the horses drive. Come on.
I need a series of 4 successful checks.
Okay.
I can't do that. What could you like instead?
No, you guys can team up. You can to navigate
Any
the
check?
rivers.
I'll roll like a +12. Or that?
To navigate the river successfully, it
Okay.
is the smugglers run for a reason.
Sure.
I'm going to count that earlier one. Actually, no, we're starting 4 fresh right now. So
Sounds good.
What do you want to contribute to the trip? And you can also think on behalf of Johannes as well.
Okay.
So Johannes is going to help inspire.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. So
What?
he pulls
No.
out
Yes.
his pan flute and starts.
To do a good job.
Yeah, he starts doing a sea
What's that,
shanty.
like a D8 or
So
something?
you get a D.
Oh man.
I think it's a D8. Yes.
Yeah.
So and he's gonna burn through a bunch of them. So you each get inspiration
Okay.
from
Wonderful.
this
So-
yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Or
So, you want 4
there's 3 of us.
checks,
So
but
I'll do
there's
2.
3 of us, yeah.
I'll do 2 checks.
Sure.
Alright.
Alright.
You each do 1.
Great.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
And you have a
be-
D8 inspiration. If you choose to spend it, you can choose to spend
I'm
it.
going
not?
to do.
Okay.
in Canada.
So
What
I'm
would
going
I
to
be
use
doing?
And
1.
depending on what you're asking to do, might change the DC.
Okay. I'm gonna do what I was doing before. Like I'm using survival to like literally swim through a river.
Okay, so go ahead and make your survival check.
That's a 7. That is a 2. So that is a total of 14.
14.
Yes.
That is 1 fail.
Okay.
Everyone inside the ship, do a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm going to spend luck for you.
I forgot you had that. Wow, it's been a while.
Now's the time.
Oh, my
19.
As you're swimming away, things are going well, and then all of a sudden, I mean, you have the instincts of an octopus, but you have not spent your life in the water
No.
like this thing has.
I am a
And
well,
you're also
you know how the saying
holding on
goes.
with 2 of those 8. So you're
Yeah.
at a bit of a disadvantage. Not actually a disadvantage,
Yeah.
but at one point the current suddenly shifts to your right, and you're like, okay, this is probably going around a rock, and you try to resist that.
Yeah.
And then instead it overcompensates and throws you hard
Yeah.
against a rock.
Great. Hit me.
I'm going to say that both you and the boat.
Can I like try to?
I will let you do a dex save
Do something
to
to-
do half for the boat
Okay.
or for yourself.
Great. So Dex save for me, but to half the boat's damage. Cool. I'm into it.
If you slam really
I haven't rolled
hard,
higher than a 10 in a while. That's a 4.
That's a 4?
Yeah.
Boat takes full damage.
Boat takes full damage, as do you,
Okay.
which means both of you take 12 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way,
that's
there's a loud splintering sound.
Right.
The boat is taking on water. It is not sunk, but it is looking really rough.
I'm looking forward to doing this exact same thing next week in the other game. The exact same place.
It's fun with nautical. Get naughty.
Right,
Alright.
because I wasn't here.
Alright, so
we haven't,
the boat
yeah.
has taken 12 of 15 possible damage. It's got 15 hit points. It just
Okay.
took 12.
All right.
Alright, who wants to do the next one?
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to. So did I have to roll a dex save with that?
That was mostly just to keep your footing. I'm going to say that, actually, you know what? It was such a hard knock. Everybody, Turks, who failed this deck save, So
I
did you
got a
succeed or
19.
fail?
I rolled a 7.
17 succeeds.
19.
19 succeeds. Somebody roll for Johannes. Johannes.
He succeeds.
That is, I don't know.
He's got like 20. It's not an actual.
He's got
like,
18
12.
dex.
Yeah, it's high. He's
Alright.
he's
So
a
that
bug.
would be a +4. That's 14, I guess.
He fails. So he takes
Bards get dark save, right? Bards get dark save, dex and charisma, is that right?
something like that.
Oh,
yeah.
then-
So he would have succeeded,
Yeah,
but just barely.
he's
It was
fine.
15 that I needed.
Oh, then he would have had, if
Yeah.
he's got
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it
sure.
would've been
I'm pretty
he
sure.
would have had
So
the same
you
thing
take
I do.
only 6 damage
Which
from
would be
just
17.
bashing around and hitting as the whole ship almost lists.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's
Or
true.
does list, but doesn't quite capsize.
Todd gets to use sailboat
I
turns.
do.
I'm
To the starboard. All right.
Alright.
Engage.
All right.
Orange ship.
Next up, what are you going to do to help get your way down the
Gonna
river?
use survival.
Sure.
Alright, I will.
By the way, if 2 people do exactly the same thing, the DC does get a bit higher.
Cool.
Do you want to do the same thing? Survival to get down the river?
No,
No, it
well, that
goes
means it gets
higher.
higher if you're using only the same
it's
thing.
Higher.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah,
you,
no,
so
you
you
don't
might
wanna
want to
do
spread the
that.
skills out a little.
Yeah,
I'm stealing this blatantly from Matt.
Sure. I mean, this is just a skill check.
22.
Like, this is just a 4E
Huh?
skill check challenge.
22 on survival. Nice. You actually manage to right the ship. You get the rudder ready, and it actually is starting to separate. You quickly reach back, kind of straighten it out, lock it back in, and you get a good steering back under control.
Okay.
You succeed. All right.
All right.
How do you want to contribute?
I'll navigate.
Yeah. That was my plan, was to navigate through.
You can either do survival, which again the DC will have climbed, or you could do nature or some other kind of skill.
What's your favorite terrain? Because those
Not
go
this.
up.
My
Yeah.
favorite terrain is boat.
Not this.
Yeah, I guess not.
You
Not
could use
this.
perception.
It's
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yep, you can
I'll
do that too.
I'll do a perception.
All
Yep,
right.
yep.
Roll perception.
Or
Yeah.
sleight of hand to
Kind
navigate.
of
Sure.
like
Rope
do
use.
roping and
Yeah.
The rope use skill.
whichever one you prefer.
The
Yeah.
Actually, I do have a skill that's called
Rope based.
rope trick.
Oh, that's
But
yeah.
If things go really
Really
wrong,
bad.
Things
yeah.
go really wrong.
you're just like, I'll be up here for an hour.
Shing.
You could
Well, they
actually
can all
use
come
that
in.
in a
Eight.
pinch. You
I think it's like a minute cast time.
8
though. It's-
people
Yeah.
can
I
come
could be
up.
wrong.
Come
I'll
on.
double check.
Which one are you doing? Sleight of hand, perception?
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
I think that's cool. I think it's
Oh
cool.
yeah,
You're
that's
inspired.
I'm inspired. Absolutely.
Oh,
16.
Nice. 15 is the DC. Just so you know. Absolutely. So as you're going through, you're kind of pulling ropes and securing the set, and you look back and see the rudder he's trying to use has one of the pins has popped out. You reach up, grab a little pin out of your hair or something, and just throw it in as into that spot.
Sure.
It keeps the rudder
That's
nice
a
and
thing.
stable. You keep on tracking. That's 2. Anybody want to do another one?
I think you were
So
going
what
to
do you
do
wanna
the
do?
second one.
Yes.
Again, you can do survival again, but the DC is probably a
I'm
bit higher.
going to use
I'll make a medicine check.
perception
Okay.
to
It's an
avoid.
it's just
With your eyes in the dark,
Okay.
that's probably for the best.
I just
Okay,
have
go
to
ahead and
have-
roll. And you
I
do
just
still
have to have
have?
a
Do you still
rope.
have the D8, or did you use it?
I use.
What's his charisma? Probably 18.
He probably can give me a roll.
you probably could. Whatever, doesn't matter.
Alright.
I think he gave 1 to each, so he has 1 to spare. So he'll give it to you
Alright.
again.
Alright. Let's do this. I'm going to spend a luck point.
Okay.
Left monkeys.
That's a thing.
There we go. Is that 19 on the die?
That's a 16.
That's
Okay.
16 on the
That
die.
is a 21.
Clearly a
21.
91 on the die.
No
That's what I
problem.
said.
Alright.
You actually look
91,
ahead
there's-
and
that's
you
a
see.
thing.
Yep.
The smugglers call this particular section the teeth. You got to stay far left of the teeth if you go in leeward. And so there's a series of rocks, and you're like, wait a sec, I don't want that. If I go past the first one, hard left, down faster water, but it's clear. So you relay that somehow, pulling on one octo leg.
Okay.
I mean, I can still hear.
Yeah. So you relay that information and deftly avoid the worst of the rapids there.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
one more.
Wait, wasn't that was 4.
That was 4.
Was that 4?
That was
No,
four.
you
One,
definitely.
two.
That one.
I did. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
So,
okay.
But
so,
hold on a second. I still have an inspiration die.
Right.
And one last luck point.
Okay.
So,
Fenris is channeling his inner smuggler.
my inner smuggler.
Inner law. Wait.
Let's see, what should I do? Arcana won't have there. No.
Try to convince me how.
Wait a minute. If I'm proficient in athletics, but the
Octopus,
octopus isn't, do I just apply my proficiency bonus to its strength? Is that right?
Yeah,
It's
I
a
would
little
say you
unclear.
could use its strength, but your proficiency.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I think I made athletics earlier and I failed it, but I failed it by a lot, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, apparently I have athletics.
I'm going to
Comes
do
with Outlander. Who knew?
another survival. Just to keep everything together.
All right. You're coming up. You hear something. Yeah, that's a lot of water, and it's roaring,
Okay.
and it's ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your perception check.
Okay.
Or no, survival.
Survival.
Okay.
Ah.
See it?
Yeah.
Hit me a foot.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's try this again.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I mean, might as well use that, right?
This is the last bit of inspiration.
Hand flute playing furiously in the background.
23.
That was an 8, yeah.
You needed a 20.
So,
You lucky son of. Oh boy.
wow.
Pulling hard as. So the octopus is managing fine to realize, oh, I don't want to go there. And
I
starts
have a
turning.
name.
Sorry.
It's
Sarah de
Octowolf.
Fluma de earn a thing.
You can just call her Sarah, it's okay.
So Sarah starts pulling off to the left, but the current grabs the boat and starts heaving it down. You manage to instinctively steer away from the way you want to go, which rights the boat, rather than dragging the octopi Sarah down with you.
Sure.
It is now back in line, and she's able to make for the shore. You pause. You come to shore at kind of a rocky, pebbly beach front, just to the far left. Then there's a kind of a ridge of rock, and then there's a smooth, flat edge.
Nice.
On the far side of which is just blackness and the roar of water. You're probably a good 15 feet away from what you presume to be a high waterfall.
Great.
You pull off to the side, beach your craft, pile out,
Awesome.
and continue your journey.
Into it.
The magistrate at this point, I think things out, but the magistrate, like, you have no idea what you've done. I know plenty of people.
Johannes socks him in the jaw and he knocks him out.
Alright, I think we're going to call it there for the night.
Okay.
We'll do the handoff next
Just
time.
hits him with like the hilt of the rapier.
2 handoffs, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-lethal damage. Whack! Alright, and that is where we're going to pause. Thanks very much for watching, everybody, in the interwebs. Tune in next time. Don't forget to check out previous episodes.
We love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Subscribe. And if you're listening on podcast, we would love some positive reviews or just share the word. And just thanks for tuning in and staying with us and sharing this journey with us. Always feel free to make suggestions in Instagram or chat. And of course, name our stuff. Hashtag NOS.
Yeah.
At Cyclist Live. Check out Darcy's fine work in the places all around. And anyone else have anything you want to leave on?
I paint minis.
Oh, yeah.
Sylvester Deadleaf minis.
Yeah,
On
absolutely.
Instagram. Come have a look.
So check
Haven't
out
done
his
any
work.
while though. Lazy butt.
Yeah. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Night.
See ya.
You've been listening to SideQuest Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We try to record all of our games as much as possible, whether that's Dungeons & Dragons or Shadowrun or another tabletop role-playing game. Just a quick side note about all the licenses and copyrights involved. Our music is all Creative Commons attribution music on our live stream video feed or YouTube replay or Twitch VOD. We always attribute each individual artist, so be sure to check out those individual artist attributions. Lots of love to so many people who make their work available so that we can do what we do. So thank you. It influences our game. It makes it immeasurably better. So much appreciation for them. Let's not forget the makers of the games. Dungeons and Dragons is copywritten by Wizards of the Coast. They own it. They make it available to all of us to play, and it's wonderful. We are in no way affiliated with them, and nor do they endorse this podcast, but we are very appreciative. The other game we often play is Shadowrun, which is Catalyst Games, and again, we are not affiliated with them and they do not endorse us, but we really appreciate their game and we hope you appreciate our game. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitch and YouTube and watch for those live games once we're streaming them out. And of course, we do accept suggestions for names, so please hit us up on Instagram and name our stuff. Alright, thanks so much. I'm Todd, and this has been SideQuest Live. We'll see you again soon.